Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Liveticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Xander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Xander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. Agtegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, Agtegra will link your farm to the future. Agtegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
Dimock Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimock Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, DimockDairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimock Cheese.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Regional Airport, Nystrom Electrical Contracting, Access Health Fort Pierre, the Corner Station, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And Governor Football is brought to you in part by Oahe Federal Credit Union, TMA, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Wagnerado, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, the Lariat Lanes, Durant Dakota Hotel and Conference Center, Vertigo Electric, Kalman Lumber, and Xander Auto Parts. These special in-game sponsors bring you Governor Football, the Hughes County Jail, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care,
Lincoln's really
Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg, Hermanson Entodavis, Cowboy Country Stores, Gales Gas Service, and Bauman Lumber.
Now, here, Governor Football.
And a very good Friday evening, everybody. Another night of Governor Football and your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com. A gorgeous night for football in southeastern South Dakota. We welcome you to Crane Youngworth Field, the home of the Yankton Bucks, a longtime rival of the Pierre Governors. Years ago, Yankton had a decided advantage in the longtime series against these two teams. Of course, more recently, the Governors have certainly owned this rivalry, but it is always a tough place to play when you come to Yankton, and a great place to play nonetheless. And it's going to be a fun one tonight. Two teams in Class 11 AA ranked at number 1 in Pierre and number 2 in the Yankton Bucks. Both teams off to 3-0 starts this season. We're joined by Sean Lewis here together in the booth. We've got Caleb Brozick of Liveticket live streaming. You'll be able to see this game as well as hear it on our website at drgnews.com, and we welcome Haley Hansen and Will Wilson to our in-game, or I should say our in-studio box, as they will run audio production here. With Sean Lewis, talking about this one, Coach, 3-0 versus 3-0. You've had a lot of big games Pierre has coming into this venue, especially in recent years, but this one, I think it kind of has the same look and feel of it. I know Yankton's going to be getting up for it, and that means Governor fans and Governor players especially have to be up for this game too.
Absolutely. You know, traditionally this is, one of the tougher places to play in all of AA football. I mean, there's been years where we've come down here and had very good teams and not come out of here, with a win. And it's it's the bus ride, it's the atmosphere, it's Yankton's red shirts sitting in the bleachers behind you, yelling at you on your side. It's a crazy environment, and one I'm sure that both teams and coaching staffs are looking forward to.
There's a mystique to it, but some of the big games that you've had here that Pierre has, I mean, semifinal victories, and of course last year Yankton came to Hollister Field and Pierre beat them twice, but still, just even a semifinal victory here a couple of 3 years ago or something was just 20-12, and it was a low-scoring game. Pierre didn't take the lead until late in that game, but those are the kinds of games you really expect when you come down here.
Yeah, you do, and I mean, popping his last year in 2015 when, it's overtime and Brevin Kaiser throws up a pass to Joe King and he comes down with it and it gets batted out. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens.
State championship, yeah.
I remember another one where, I drove the yellow cheese box home after a game with, basically grown men, 18-year-old boys crying after, we had a very good team coming down here. I think Alex Gray had messed up his ankle the day before and tried playing through the game, and it's kind of those things that I always remember as a coach, that you come down here and even though you were supposed to or you shoulda, you didn't, and that's kind of that's what it's about playing down here in Buck football.
All right, we'll see how this one plays out. We're going to talk about it as we've got a full pregame coming up. Our pregame show in Governor Football is brought to you by Bankwest. We'll hear from them. We'll pause for 3 minutes, and we'll be back to take a look around Class 11AA. The state of 11AA football begins our pregame, and we've also got coaches' comments, keys to success, and starting lineups and more, all part of your Bankwest pregame. We're back in 3 minutes, and you're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official voice of the Govs is River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bankwest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bankwest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bankwest. Bankwest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
One team. The Pierre Governors know what that means, and so do the men and women of the Hughes County Jail. No matter how good you are, working with a good team makes you better. To be the best, that takes teamwork. So if you'd like to know more about the available positions at the Hughes County Jail and be a part of their team, log on at hughescounty.org. Click on the Sheriff tab. Detention deputies and nursing positions are available. Go Govs from the employees of the Hughes County Jail.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
May Adam Law Firm of Pierre offers superior legal representation. Clients can be assured their legal matter will be handled with expertise and the utmost professionalism. Their skilled South Dakota lawyers can take care of your family law, estate planning, real estate law, and personal injury. They're able to help you plan and prepare to make matters easy now and into the future. Call 224-8803. May Adam Law Firm in Pierre since 1881.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre is seeking 2 journeyman electricians responsible for the installation, repair, and maintenance of electrical systems, capable of troubleshooting electrical problems and come up with solutions for them. Journeyman electrician candidates need to have a deep familiarity with various types of electrical systems, fixtures, and components. They have to be able to repair electrical uses with a variety of tools and techniques. Need to have a valid driver's license. Apply at Nystrom Electrical Contracting, 4250 East Highway 34 in Pierre.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving with total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/totaljoint.
Welcome back to Yankton, and we welcome you to our Bankwest pregame show. Also welcoming you from inside our Hughes County Jail broadcast booth. We heard from the Hughes County Jail in that break, and it is there. Thanks that we give to them that they give us a spot to sit and call this game from and to shoot video from as well. That's what you'll see on drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page, or on liveticket.tv, gogovs.live, through YouTube. It doesn't matter how you're getting us. We're just glad that you do. You get the view from about the east 30-yard line. We're actually away from center field in just a little off here at Crane Youngworth, but still a very good view of high school football from the Hughes County Jail broadcast booth. As also another reminder as we come to and from state or high school sporting events in South Dakota. Our South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds us as they celebrate being a part of a team, remember to buckle up. Every trip, every time, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. We begin our pregame with a look around Class 11 AA after 3 weeks of football. And Yankton and Pierre are the only two unbeaten teams left as T-Area dropped a game to O'Gorman last week. Yankton and the Govs both 3-0. In the power rankings, though, Yankton has a 46 power point average. Spearfish at 2-1 is actually ahead of the Governors, 43 and a third points on average. The Governors with a 43 flat in their 3-0 record. T-Area falls to 42.33333 with a 2-1 mark. And Watertown, who lost their first game of the season last week to these Yankton Bucks, it was 31-20. They're in the 4th spot at 42 and a third. Or make it 41 and a third. They're in the 5th spot, rather. It is Aberdeen Central. Then at number 6 at 1-2, Sturgis falls on their first loss of the season last week to 2-1. They're the 7 seed. Mitchell at 0-3. Govs coming in off of a 62-8 win at Mitchell from a week ago. Then it's Huron and Douglas, both 1-2. Brookings at 0-3, bringing up the rear in the power rankings. The schedule for tonight in 11 AA, including Pierre at Yankton, has T-Area hosting the Douglas Patriots. Brookings goes out west to take on the Spearfish Spartans, while Sturgis is at Huron tonight. And then Watertown hosting 11 AAA, Sioux Falls, Washington. One game tomorrow at Joe Quintal Field in Mitchell as the Colonels will host Aberdeen Central. A couple of games in 11 AAA happening. In fact, all the 11 AAA action happening tonight, including Washington going to Watertown. O'Gorman is out at Rapid City Stevens. They're leading at halftime 33-0. Harrisburg is at Sioux Falls Lincoln at Howard Wood Field, and the top-ranked Patriots of Sioux Falls Lincoln defeating Harrisburg in the second quarter. So far 21-7. Later, Sioux Falls Jefferson is out at Rapid City Central, and Brandon Valley is at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Other games going on DRG Media Group stations this afternoon. David Burrell was at Ole Williamson Field. The Stanley County Buffaloes suffering their first loss of the season, though, to Bonhomme. And the score in that one, 28-14. That was the Cavaliers over the Buffaloes. On KPLO, 94.5 FM, the Chamberlain Cubs are out at Belle Fourche tonight, an 11A matchup. Harriet Selby area on KMLO hosting Ipswich. And on Star 99, the Mobridge Pollock Tigers host Aberdeen Roncalli. Other games in central South Dakota have Sully Buttes hosting Cologne. White River going to Wall, and Jones County hosting Timber Lake tonight. In 11B, it's Miller Highmore Herald hosting Woonsocket Wessington Springs Woolsey Wessington. Back in the 9-man ranks, Potter County is hosting Kimball White Lake, and number 1 team in Class 9B, Faulkton, is playing at Northwestern this evening. Just a few games happening in our neck of the woods and throughout 11 AA and AAA. That's the look at the state of 11 AA, state of high school football in South Dakota. 2-minute timeout, and we're back. We'll get into keys to success. We can take 3 minutes. Back with the keys as we'll talk with both head coaches, Brady Mooth of Yankton later on, but the head coach of the 6-time defending state champion Pierre Governors, Steve Steele, is coming back as our keys to success are next. You're listening to Governor Football, again on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Beck Motor Company is
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bankwest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bankwest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bankwest. Bankwest, convenient Connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at capitalcityfordtoyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Liveticket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving with total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/totaljoint.
All right, here we go in Governor football, week number 4 in the conversation with Coach Steve Steele in Keys to Success after a third victory in a row, Coach, at Mitchell. Mitchell's an inexperienced team, I think. They still have juniors and seniors, but I think the experience factor shown pretty strongly in a 62-8 win. You guys, I think the most impressive thing, though, scoring 9 out of 9 possessions, including 2 for 2 from the second stringers here.
Yeah, really, really strong effort offensively. Defensively was great once again. I know they're upset about giving up the score, but, realistically, that was a very good team effort. Special teams was good all the way around. Only had really one hiccup there. But overall, we were very pleased with the effort.
I think that defensively and that touchdown, maybe just a reminder that you don't take any plays off no matter what the score is.
It is, and that wasn't the full subgroup, it wasn't the full starting group. It was kind of a hodgepodge mix, and it's a very valid point of whenever your number's called, you've got to go in there and you've got to be at your best regardless of the score. That was a very big thing of pride for that second group of the offense to be able to get in there and go down and score 2 touchdowns, and pretending that they had to go win the game. So it was very good from a lot of different guys and good teaching points for others.
And I think you go back to the experience once again, and it's a reminder that you have a pretty good luxury that no matter who's gone from one year to the next, you've got a good group of guys coming back that know and understand the game as well as they do. Yeah, they understand the game, and they just always keep that expectation high. I think that's the most fun about this group in particular is that, they don't just have experience, they have a high expectation of themselves and of this team. And they fight to withhold that. And when the young guys go in, they fight to make sure they withhold that. So just that expectation of excellence has been really fun to see this year. All right, time to get serious again with the Yankton Bucks going their place. Always a fun place to play, tough place to play too, as we've seen in the past. But a team that's also 3-0 and looking very good. And you're going to have another kind of a knockdown drag out with that team again. Yeah, not that you don't look forward to every game, but this is one that you've got circled. It's an exciting place to go down and play. It's a beautiful setting. It's a beautiful stadium.
and they've got a hostile crowd, and that's a lot of fun. That's what makes the memories special when you go down there and play. And win or lose at the end of the game, you're probably going to remember this one, just because of all those different factors that come into play. So, I mean, it's going to be a fun challenge tonight to get out there and see what we can do and hopefully come out 4-0.
They had a little bit of early trouble with Watertown last week, but their defense kind of stiffened up and their offense came to life, and it shows kind of the moxie that they have and how difficult of an opponent this could be.
Yeah, they're a really good football team. They've got a really threatening offense. They've got quick strike. They run their hurry-up tempo stuff. So, I mean, you've got to make sure you're keeping up with that, or, I mean, they can run away in a hurry, But at the same point, their defense, they're really complementary to that. They do a good job of kind of, maybe bending, not breaking, and then trying to find those opportune moments to sneak in and take the ball away or find a third down to get off the field and get it back to their offense.
And they, like you and a lot of other good teams in 11AA, lost a lot from last year's team. How do you see their returning starters and their whole fillers coming in?
Yeah, kind of like us. I mean, the quarterback was the big question mark, and Kampshoff's done a great job back there. I mean, he throws a really good ball. He kind of reminds me playing style of like a Ben Roethlisberger, where he's going to kind of scramble around, but he's going to scramble to throw, where Riken was kind of scramble and you never knew where he was going to end up or what he was going to do. But he's got a great job, pocket presence, and just moving it around, maneuvering, giving guys opportunity to scramble around with the routes. They've got a really good run game. Can't think of it. Number 16's really come on very well in that second into third game. I mean, he's got some speed back there, gives 32 a break. 32 is a strong runner. And then they've got the Global kid's really fast. He's lights out fast. They can stretch the field with him, and they've got Gilmore over the middle. So they've got about as many weapons as they had last year and just a little bit different.
All right. Just overall keys to success then. Cool.
Yeah, we're just going to need to be able to shut down their offense. We've got to be able to limit big plays, force them to have long grinding drives, because that's going to be very difficult just with that style of offense. So if we can force them into those and take away the big opportunities with our defense, that'll be huge. And offensively, keeping their offense off the field and having those long grinding drives is going to be what we need.
All right, Coach, looking forward to it. Let's do it.
Thank you.
There's Steve Steele, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments and keys to success in our broadcasts that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. We'll step aside, hear from Central Dakota Eye Care, and it's back to Yankton in a chat with Brady Mooth, the head coach of the Yankton Bucks. His keys to success continue here in Governor Football.
The key to success starts with vision. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blazek of Central Dakota Eye Care. Regular, yearly, comprehensive eye exams are key in finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 and schedule an appointment. New patients are always welcome. The staff at Central Dakota Eye Care is proud of our area youth and support their high school activities. Best of luck in the game. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Let's continue with keys to success. Talk with the home head coach, Brady Mooth of the Yankton Bucks, on a 3-0 start for you, Coach. Wins over Mitchell and kind of an interesting game, I thought, a couple of weeks ago with Spearfish that you had. Looks like they're an improved ball club. Last week with the Watertown Arrows, it looked like they punched you in the mouth early, but you withstood that charge and pulled out a 31-14 win. And right now, it's another good start to another good year in Yankton, it looks like.
Yeah, record-wise, we're off to a good start. And there's a lot of things we got to get cleaned up, and we're still learning a lot about who we are. And we've replaced a lot of guys, and so trying to figure out who's pulling the trigger, and how they're doing certain things in certain ways. And it's just been kind of a learning curve. But the guys have responded real well, and man-up mentality usually helps out a lot as far as that kind of stuff when you got to replace people.
Yeah, you talk about what you replace. Obviously, it was I think all good teams in 11AA lost a lot last year, but you guys were certainly no exception. Who are some new guys that you're having to count on this year to take the place of outstanding quarterbacks and running backs and receivers that you lost from a year ago?
Yeah, the guy that highlights that group is Lucas Kampshoff, and Lucas is a guy that we've been really excited about, since he was just a little guy coming up in our program, and talented kid playing quarterback. He's got a lot of arm talent and really intelligent kid, and he's a great leader. And so those sorts of things, have made that transition from a guy that played for 2 going on 3 years, stepping into a spot where you got someone who's wearing some pretty big shoes. Lucas has done a really good job for us. You see most of it on the offensive line for us. We only brought one guy back from last year. So replacing 4 guys in our offensive line is, we went into the summer looking at it as definitely a challenge, but I think we've handled it well, and I know our kids have really responded well. Much more physical offensive line this year compared to last year, and I think some competition led to that.
Oh, very good good stuff there. Of course, you got another tough one here with Pierre this weekend. I remember you telling me last year you love watching game film on Pierre. What are you seeing differently, if anything, from what you saw a year ago from the Governors?
I'm going to be honest with you, that's the thing that is impressive. Graduated kid that's playing football at a Division I school and set every record in the state. The kid Lincoln Kingholz, and there's no real drop-off. So I think that speaks to the system that Coach Steele runs there, both offensively and defensively. I mean, you're bringing a lot of guys back on defense, but still, we're in the same boat we are, where they're replacing a bunch of guys and guys that graduated a lot of big numbers, some real big record holders. And so, in watching film, I think that's the beauty of the system that he runs, is that when you really break it down, it's very simple and makes a quarterback process things very quickly, and they're in the right play all the time. And so it presents a lot of challenges for our defense.
But it's a little different still than what most teams do. What do these your new guys have to do, really, maybe to even study up more on learning what you need to do to be successful against the Governors?
The big thing with the Governors, when we're on defense, is getting yourself aligned. We're playing a team that is unbalanced and then switches the balance of the field with their perimeter players. It makes it really tough as far as making sure everybody's lined up the right way. And so just getting comfortable and acclimated to how the old system works on the field is a big step for our kids as far as getting ready to play this game on Friday night. And so we've had some guys that obviously we brought back and they're used to it and played it. Those guys are doing a really good job of getting everybody up on the learning curve to make sure that everybody's in the right spot. All right, any other keys to success then in this game tonight? I think the biggest thing is going to be who's the more physical team. That's a big part of it. With what Pierre does both offensively and defensively, it's different enough to where you can't dig into your bag of tricks and say, well, this worked last week, it's got to work this week. You get caught up playing that game, you're going to be in trouble with Pierre. So our focus this whole week has just been, we need to be the more physical team on the football field. And that's what we've been preaching, and our kids really have responded. We had some really good physical practice. It got a little bit scrappy, and that's okay. As long as they can bottle that up, get it ready for Friday night, we're going to be okay. All right, Coach, appreciate your time as always. Wish you the best of luck, all right? All right, thank you. And our thanks to Brady Mooth, the head coach of the Yankton Bucks. More comments and keys to success from the coaches, sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Both teams back out on the field. We've got about 8 minutes before the tossing of the coin. Let's come back in 2 minutes with the naming of the starting lineups as we continue with Pierre Governor Football, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bankwest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bankwest associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bankwest. Bankwest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
54 years in business. Specials in every department. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. 10% off all Pro Shop items. Caps, coolers, cups, blankets, car storage containers, and more. $15 off a light detail. And with all vehicle purchases, take home a special anniversary gift. See us at beck-motors.com. Call 224-5912. Thank you for your business and friendship.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide! Going! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Welcome back to Yankton as we continue our Bankwest pregame show. Brian Oakland joined by Sean Lewis in just a little bit, and we're getting closer to kickoff here on Friday night under the lights. But it's time for the starting lineups as they are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. Starting offense for the Governors continues to be pretty much the same. Cade Kaiser, the senior quarterback, at 190 pounds. Behind him, the tailback, Brock Mosier, at 175 and a senior. We'll see plenty of Trey Lewis, the senior, in the backfield as well. George Staley, a senior, at one wideout, along with Keenan Scott, listed in the starting lineup as a senior wideout. He'll play some tight end, and we'll also see senior Tyan Buss playing as a wideout several times tonight. Tight ends are 2 good ones. The senior, future North Dakota State Bison Jet Zabel. Cooper Terwilliger, the freshman phenom, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns in Mitchell a week ago for the youngster. Ty Michael is a tackle on the offensive line, along with the other guards. Lucas Coleman, the senior. Matthew Brewer, a senior. Center is Zayden Rounds, the junior, and Jacob Mikkinen is the nub guard next to the center as well on the offensive line for the Governors. Defensively, a little bit of a change here, but the defensive line stays the same. It's Austin Longdew on the nose, the big senior, Elijah Bucci, the junior, at a defensive tackle, and Emmett Anderson, the senior defensive tackle, or essentially defensive ends is probably how we should say that. Linebackers on the outside are Titan Winkler and Trey Lewis, a pair of seniors. Lucas Chamberlain and Chance Sarda in the middle, a pair of seniors. The Governors are moving one linebacker essentially now to the defensive backfield. Tyan Buss is starting at a cornerback tonight, the senior 170-pounder, along with Carson Stoser, the junior, on the other end, and then 2 safeties, Spencer Schonsberg and Spencer Eastland, 2 fine seniors in the Governor defensive backfield. For head coach Steve Steele, Matt Thorson, assistant coach Scott Nye, Adam Spohr, Dan Machaychuk, Magic, Jeff Schleckaway, Brevin Kaiser, Duncan Trow, Josh Schleisner, and Ryan Royer, the coaching staff for the Governors. The starting lineups brought to you by Envirotech, and we'll meet the Yankton Bucks after you hear this from Envirotech in Pierre.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs.
Join the family at Envirotech in Pierre. They're a community-based business, and they're seeking a route driver with or without a CDL certification, and will train and help you with the investment of gaining your CDL. Earn a $7,500 sign-on bonus plus a $3,200 annual safety bonus. Wages start at $18 an hour or more depending on experience. Full benefits after 60 days. If you are energetic, self-directed, and are looking for a great long-term place to be, Envirotech is the place. Apply at wasteconnections.com. Equal opportunity employer.
Envirotech continues with the starting lineups for the Yankton Bucks. The home team tonight, senior quarterback is Lucas Kampshoff, a pretty good athlete, taking over for the 3-year starter in Rugby Riken from the last handful of good years here in Yankton. The running backs are Shaler Platt, a big senior at 200 pounds. They've got an H-back who will come out of there too, and Matthew Sheldon. He's a junior at 215. And one fast receiver in Austin Goebel at 150, a senior, and one big receiver, a good one, Tucker Gilmore at 205. And the senior slot receiver will be senior Peyton Peterson. So a lot of guys coming back in the skill positions aside from the quarterback and the rest of the backfield. But on the line, only one returning starter. That is left tackle Caden Wawrinek. He's a senior at 240. The other tackle is Lucas Cordell, a junior, 240. The guards are Mark Cathell, a junior at 220. Peyton Eustace, a sophomore at 220. And the center is Vaden Greel, a senior at 225 pounds. On the defensive side of the football, Derek Beal, a big junior at one defensive tackle, along with Riker Freng, a junior at 240. Edley Amaro, a junior at 230, is one defensive end, and Frank Intveld, a senior at defensive end. Shaler Platt, Matthew Sheldon are two linebackers, but they'll go 5 in the defensive backfield in the starting lineup, including Austin Goebel on a corner with Easton Nelson, a junior, on the other end. Donald Rounds is a senior strong safety playing alongside Tucker Gilmore, or opposite Tucker Gilmore. Carson Ness is the free safety. He's a 170-pound junior. The Yankton Bucks are coached by Brady Mooth, and those are the starting lineups sponsored by Envirotech and Pierre. The other starting lineup to give to you is the naming of the game officials. They are the Law on the Field, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. Tonight's Law on the Field, we thank them for doing a very oftentimes thankless job in officiating high school sports. Jim Ricketts, Todd Landsman, Scott Jansen, John Garrow, Ryan Sage, tonight's game officials. Again, the Law on the Field. Jim Ricketts, Todd Landsman, Scott Jansen, John Garrow, Ryan Sage, thank you for being the law on the field. We'll hear from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Consumer Protection Division, and we're kicking it off with a Comtech kickoff in 1 minute. This is Governor Football.
Every day, you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax return, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank or credit card account numbers, social security numbers, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think someone has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
We're back at Crane Youngworth Field. We are ready to kick off. Before we do that, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
River 92.7, your official voice of Pierre Governor Football. Brian Oakland, Sean Lewis. Boom! The kick is up in the air. It'll be taken deep at the 5-yard line by Brock Mosier, running left to right for the Governors in road white. He's coming this way to the near side, out across the 20 to the 25. Pretty good pursuit by the Yankton Bucks. He'll be run out of bounds, and Mosier and the Governors will start at the 30-yard line, it appears. And Coach Sean Lewis joining us here in the booth. Pretty good run back, pretty good kickoff right away for Yankton, but I think the Governors already nice yardage on this one, and trying to get out in the open space. We'll see if they can do that offensively here too.
Yeah, hopefully Steve Steele can create these matchups that he wants right away with both his unbalanced line and moving his skill position guys around. The more space we can get to Brock Mosier and empty up some guys downfield is going to be a benefit.
Near hash mark, Cade Kaiser, the senior quarterback. Mosier, the single setback behind him, got room across the right side, across the 35-yard line, then met up by Tucker Gilmore out of the defensive backfield, but that's a good, healthy gain of 8 yards right off the bat to the 38 for Brock Mosier.
And interestingly enough, I mean, you saw him get some contact in there after Brock got about 8 yards, and they were not necessarily looking to tackle. They were holding him up and trying to get that ball out. So I think turnovers are probably a key for this game for this Yankton Buck defense.
Well, and I think the key is, and Coach Brady Mooth said it, the key for them is, can they be the more physical team? I don't know if that's going to be the case, but we'll find out. First give outside. Jet Zabel on a pass from Kaiser, slips a tackle. First down across the 40 to the 45. The Bucks continue in pursuit, but Zabel has the first down, and they'll spot him at the 44-yard line, a gain of 6, but good enough.
Good catch there by Jet Zabel, kind of off balance right away, being able to take that thing a little bit more laterally than he wanted, but gained his footing and got enough yards to get that first down.
Yeah, and Kaiser really wasn't his best throw. He just floated it out there on the left flat, but first down picked up. The Governors 2 plays in, or out near midfield at the 44. Here comes Mosier again. He'll be met up this time. 2 Bucks will push him back. There's a good physical play. Just what the Bucks are looking for. Both Tucker Gilmore and Matthew Sheldon from the linebacking spot putting the hit on Brock Mosier. A gain of only 1 this time.
Yeah, trying to run there, right over top of Jet Zabel, and Yankton played numbers game there, and they put 2 guys over Zabel with bringing a linebacker in, and when it's 3-on-1, that matchup's not oftentimes won.
2 plays in, the Governors moved the chains, 1 run, 1 pass, Coach, and but already, even though they've got a first down picked up, I think we can see that this Yankton team, defensively for now, is the best team the Govs have seen so far this year. No doubt about that. Empty backfield, Kaiser takes the shotgun snap. He's got it, slipping through a tackle into Yankton territory across the 50, close to a first down. It looks like they'll spot him at the 47. He's going to be a yard shy.
And definitely the energy and the physicality is there for this Yankton defense, but, games aren't necessarily won or lost in this opening drive. Can they maintain that throughout the entire rest of the game when a lot of these guys are playing both ways?
Very good point. 3rd and 1 near just across midfield. Kaiser by himself again, claps once. Yankton not flinching. 2 wide near side. Moser's in the slot. You got George Stalley out wide. Jet Zabel on the wing. On his feet near the rest of the line of scrimmage. Kaiser finding his hole. He's got it, and he's got a first down. Close to the 40. Looks like now to the 42 is when he was first brought down. Cade ended up inside the 40, but the near side linesman is marking the 42. That's a pickup of 5 on 3rd and 1. First down, number 2 for the Governors on the move. And again, they're moving east to west into the setting sun. Beautiful night here in Yankton with a temperature in the mid-70s. They'll stay in the empty backfield. Stalley is the only one wide to the right. That's our near side, but the ball on the far hash mark, and the Governors again moving left to right from our vantage point. He'll take it to the left side. On the strong side over there inside the 40, the ball comes out, but the Governors fall on it. And Johnny on the spot is Chance Sarda. Don't know if that ball would have ended up out of bounds, but Sarda is there to protect it. And Carson Ness maybe making the hit that jarred it loose. Down to the 37, a pickup of 5 still.
And just a little bit different backfield set that you're seeing here out of the Governors, with Chance Sarda being, more of a fullback up there and a sniffer, and now you're going to see him in a pistol behind Kaiser. But, having Mosier split out and running him with this double tight end set, just a little bit different variation than we've seen so far.
And maybe by design, too. I think Coach Steele and company were waiting to pull out some different looks for this Buck team that they haven't seen. This is the first run of the year for Chance Sarda out of that fullback spot. And he barrels right up into the line of scrimmage, up the far hash mark. He's inside the 35 to the 34. Picks up 3. Shaler Platt in on the stop. Only got 3 yards on that, but still kind of a bruising 3 yards emitted by Chance Sarda.
And Chance not necessarily looking for a hole, just looking to run through the first guy that he can see.
3rd and 2 here for the Governors. Their second 3rd down conversion attempt coming on this opening drive. It's a rollout. Kaiser to throw. He finds his man Jet Zabel at the 30-yard line. 2 guys will bring him down, including Matthew Sheldon. Looks like 31. Donald Rounds in there too. And Ness gets his name called again to the 29. Go the Govs. 5 yards. Good enough for another Governor first down.
Very good awareness on that route by Jet Zabel. I mean, he got right there, probably a good 1 step past the sticks, 2 yards with him with those lengthy legs, 1 yard past the sticks or 1 step, and, just kind of set down and expect that pass to come right at you.
3rd and 2 on a rollout. Kaiser's probably looking all over, but there's really only one guy he's looking for, and that's Jet Zabel in that situation. Near hash mark now, 2 wides the other way. Kaiser alone in the backfield. Low snap, he bobbles it, picks it up, and the Bucks will get to him still in the backfield.
Definitely, you saw both middle linebackers there blitz. Along with that and just a mistiming of a, not so great snap ultimately caused that, that sack in the backfield.
So a loss of 2 on a straight run play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. 6:38 to go, quarter number 1, no score. This is still the opening drive of the game. The Governors have already had it for 5.5 minutes. I think it's a pretty good opening drive against us so far, as we mentioned, a very good Yankton defense. Look out! Kaiser's pass is picked off. Yankton jumps the route. 1 man to beat is Kaiser, and he'll actually be run down on the backside. Number 20, Bodie Thurman, a 165-pound junior. He saw the pass coming all the way, intended for Stalley out on the left side, and Yankton will pick off Kaiser and take it well into Governor territory.
Great job defensively there by Yankton, sitting there waiting for that route to develop. They've seen it on film. I mean, we kind of saw it develop up here, and just not exactly the pass you want to see in that situation. But there's also a flag, and I think that penalty is going to be a sideline warning on Yankton, and I think this is going to get backed up a little bit.
Yeah, well, it was thrown at the end of the play. Certainly post-possession, whatever it is, probably would be the case. You can expect a lot of excitement. So Thurman takes it all the way to the Governor 25-yard line with 6:16 to play here in quarter number 1. That was the 10th play of the opening drive of the game for the Governors, but they'll be turned away. So Yankton in great shape, looking to strike first. Their quarterback again is Lucas Kampshoff. He's got 2 helpers in the backfield, both big backs in Matthew Sheldon. Well, Austin Goebel is the other one back there with speed. He wanted to throw his way. Kampshoff flushed out of the pocket, slips a tackle, gets the 20 to the 15 to the 10, and then run out of bounds by Emmett Anderson. That's what Lucas Kampshoff is capable of doing. A good runner, a good scrambler. Most of the time will look to throw, according to Coach Steve Steele of the Governors. But this time a 13-yard pickup down to the Governor 12-yard line. First play from Yankton comes up big. Kampshoff will hand off now, and this is Shaler Platt. He will reach the 10, maybe a gain of 3. And Anderson is the last to, or the one that finishes. I think it is Chance Sarda who got the first hit. That's a pickup of 2 for Platt. 2nd down and 8. Yankton with an interception of Cade Kaiser and a long return in business. Platt sidesteps the middle of the line to the right side. Will pick up a few more yards inside the 10 down to the 7. As the Bucks will have it 3rd and about 5 from there here in the red zone.
You saw right away them go to that pass immediately, trying to get their back free, and now they've committed to the run game to try and get this first down.
Roll out here, right side, wide open as Goebel to the pylon, spins away from contact, touchdown, Yankton Bucks. Spencer Schonsberg was the line of defense to try to keep him out of the end zone. A good spin move for Austin Goebel, who catches a 5-yard touchdown from Lucas Kampshoff. The turnover turns into 6, with another one pending for the Bucks. So the Governors make the mistake, and Yankton makes them pay. The kicker here is Jose Trujillo Mengoza, and that is up and through. 7-0. Yankton takes the opening lead in this one. 5:04 to go, quarter number 1. They'll kick in 30 seconds, and when we come back, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you are ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Fall is going to be here next week, and it's time to start preparing. Make sure all your vehicles are ready to go, especially if you happen to be traveling. This week at Grosenberg Implement, get 8% off all booster cables. Make sure you have a pair for your tractor, truck, car, and John Deere Gator, just in case you need it. See their parts professionals this week at Grosenberg Implement and save 8% on all booster cables. Grosenberg Implement, where service is the other half of a great product.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
And it is Jose Trujillo Melgoza, a senior kicker, who put the PAT through. He's got it teed up, ready to go right to left for the Yankton Bucks in home red with the white numbers and trim. Another deep kick. Mosier's got it at the 2. Coming straight up the middle. Now bouncing it out our side this way. Up to the 20, to the 25, and then brought down right there by Jade Sedlacek, a 170-pound sophomore. To the 29 is where they'll put it, and the Governors will try it again here on their second offensive possession.
And ultimately, good first possession by the Govs, outside of that turnover. They're marching the ball down the field, taking lots of time off the clock, just having kind of the drive you expected them to have, and then, one mistake. And I think we talked a little bit earlier in the game that, turnovers in those kind of possessions are ultimately what could flip this game.
Well, it's a long pass to the flat from Kaiser from the near hash mark to the far side. He's not going to make that same pass again. We've got penalties here as the first down play not going to happen from the Pier 29. I mean, that's a mistake that the beauty of the Governor's system is that you learn from those mistakes. You make the adjustments. The coaches will make sure something like that doesn't really happen again, and they'll keep their passes shorter or something over the middle. I'm sure get the Governor receivers open. That was a false start for the Govs. 1st and 15 back to the 24. Here's a look to throw. Kaiser finds Zabel on the near side. Well done on the catch, keeping actually not 1 but 2 feet in bounds. And Tucker Gilmore runs him out of bounds. They'll spot it to the 36-yard line. I think Zabel may have had a couple more than that, but they got him running backward a little bit.
And that interception, realistically, the second mistake that Cade Kaiser's made thus this year. So, 4 games, only a second interception. I'd say he's done more than a great job of commanding the Govs.
Pickup of 12. Here's another pass out to the flat. Now Kaiser comes up a little bit tentative and short hops. Brock Mosier, pass it'll fall. Incomplete here. 3 out of 5 so far for Kaiser. This one incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 3. Zabel has all 3 completions brought in. Watch Jet Zabel's receiving numbers tonight. Looks like he's going to be busy all night long. This is a kid who is soon to be closing in on the single season receiving record, or the all-time reception record in a Pierre Governor uniform. Big down, 3rd and 3. Kaiser flushed out to the far side left. Throws against his body looking for Stolle, and that one thrown behind George. Up to the 45, Stolle pushed to the ground, and the Governors are going to be faced with a punting situation.
You saw, their best cover guy in Tucker Gilmore right over top of Jet Zabel, making sure that was not the option or the direction that Cade was going to go, so Cade had to roll out to his left. And then that's just a very tough throw to try and make because you got to reset your feet, come across your body, and like I said, difficult throw out there to George.
What a matchup, though. Jet Zabel, Tucker Gilmore, both of those guys are wide receivers in a tight end's body. And they got, you won't see Zabel playing the same position on defense as Gilmore, but they are both capable of doing the same things offensively. Zabel is the punter here. He'll kick, and Yankton will let it bounce all the way inside the 30-yard line. It'll be downed at about the 27.5 of the Bucks. It's a 3-and-out for the Governors after giving up an interception turned into 7 for the Yankton Bucks. Yankton leads 7-0. Change of possession. Let's pause for 30 seconds. We're back with more Governor football.
May Adam Law Firm of
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Sean Lewis saw it coming.
A play in a set I've seen 1,000 times on film from the Yankton offense, and so no surprise that that's what was going to go on in that situation.
It was a 2nd and 6, but a false start now for Yankton. Their first penalty will mark them back 5 yards, 2nd and 11, as they've got it at the 26-yard line. Kampshoff, spread formation, looking to throw, but nobody home. Goebel went on a go route instead of an up and out to the near side, and miscommunication there. It'll be 3rd and 11 here for the Governors.
And that's probably benefited some new rules. I remember back in the day when Brevin Kaiser was our quarterback, and if you'd miss a guy by more than 3 to 5 feet, they were throwing an intentional grounding. So new rules, different situation, and I guess legal in today's game.
Kampshoff going to be flushed out by Emmett Anderson. Throws on the run over the head of his intended receiver. This time Peyton Peterson out of the slot. And now Yankton with a 3 and out after the Governor defense stiffens up.
And you saw another element there that Steve Steele talked about in the pregame is that whole pace of play. Yankton came out and they were running really fast with not a lot of time in between those sets and getting a couple different formations out. And so just another example where it's like these two opponents know each other so well and two coaching staffs know each other so well. They're calling out their shots pregame on what is exactly going to go on.
That's an immediate adjustment that the defense has to make and just staying ready. You can't substitute near as easily nowadays here in Yankton. The punt is a low liner. Tyen Buss takes it on a hop at his own 38-yard line, slips a tackle, comes near side, short side, and turns it into a pretty good gain. All things considered, Buss across the 45 to the 47, and that is where the Governors will set up shop. Possession number 3, 7-0 Bucks. It's 3:38 to go here in the first quarter.
And just that whole pace of play difference on offense, I mean, does change your defensive a little bit. You got to line up that much faster. The call from the sideline has to come in that much faster, and if it doesn't, it creates confusion. And ultimately, that confusion is why an offense would run sort of a quick set like that. And, I mean, it works. It's effective. The Governors do it on occasion as well.
Near hash mark, left to right for the Governors. Trey Lewis in the backfield for the first time. He'll get the call, see what kind of yardage he can make. Runs into a wall initially and tries to sidestep that. Maybe a yard 2 at best. Looks like they'll spot him to the 48, and that's just 1 for Trey Lewis.
Not much of a hole there, but you know, you got to try to find those little wrinkle rooms and be able to get through there, and just not much happening on that play.
Peyton Eustace plugged it up. He's a good sophomore. Started on the defensive line as a freshman a year ago for the Bucks. Guy that Coach Lewis will know very well over the next few years. He's on that in the wrestling room for the Yankton Bucks. We're under 3 minutes to go. 5 on the play clock. Governors have to hurry here. And this, I believe, is going to be a timeout, as Coach Steele didn't think that was going to happen. 2:52 to play. Timeout is on the field. We'll take it with them. And timeouts in our broadcast are sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. The Governors trail 7-0 first quarter. Grab a Coke. Be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore, Miller, and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Miller, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore, Miller, and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow.
Even empty backfield out of the gun. Setting in the pocket. Firing for the end zone. Williams, touchdown! What a throw and what a catch!
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Double pitch to him. Kane Kaiser with the keeper, going to get wrestled down by his shoulder pad. Maybe for a loss of a yard. Austin Goebel gets to him. And they'll spot him back. to the 46. In fact, a loss of 2.
And you know, we just made that look like it was going to be sweep left and took that naked bootleg right. And what you hope is that you get the defensive guys to bite down on that, and those guys stayed at home. 2 guys stayed at home, and I mean, you saw the results of the play right there. Not much going on.
And basically, it was going to be the same play they were going to run before the timeout got called, before the play clock expired. But they switched it up a little bit. 3rd and 11 for Pierre. Kaiser throwing over the middle, looking for Zabel. There's contact, but not enough, and Zabel is overthrown. This time, once again, it's Tucker Gilmore right there in Jet Zabel's back pocket.
Maybe a call you're going to get in college, but not necessarily in high school, and that ball was a little bit more overthrown. I think if it was, you know, a little bit more in range, maybe that call happens, but that ref said uncatchable, not throwing it.
Yeah, but it's still high school. That doesn't really matter, catchable or not. I mean, I'm not saying that was pass interference. I'm just saying there was a little bit of contact. It didn't really affect the play at all, and I think it's a good no call. But still, doesn't really matter as far as catchable or not. Zabel to punt for the 2nd time here, still in the first quarter. This one's a boomer. Zarbach back to the 10-yard line to take it on a hop. As he starts right, comes back to the left, and he'll be run down across the 15 and tackled at about the 20-yard line.
And good job by Brock Mosier missing that initial tackle and then getting himself back up, and him and Keenan Scott being able to get in that 2nd tackle. Otherwise, that thing could have been broke for a couple more yards.
2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Yankton turning a Cade Kaiser interception into 7 points. They lead 7-0. And they've got it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Zabel's punt really to the tune of about 50 yards. As it turns out, here it is, a quarterback sack in the backfield. Lucas Chamberlain reaches Lucas Kempshoff and tosses him down back at the 10. First spot of the hit, maybe about the 12. That's a loss of 8 on the play.
And I think the play that was trying to develop itself was you were going to have a quarterback roll right, and then they were going to throw back on the left-hand side to that back slipping out. That's one of the things that Yankton likes to do, is sneak those backs out of the backfield via outside or inside releases, and it makes things tough to pick up.
Goebel in motion makes it 3 receivers, and now here's Peterson on a long one, caught at the 45, into Pierre territory, makes a move on Schonsberg, who finally gets him down at the Pierre 29-yard line. 30 is where they'll spot it, but that is Kempshoff delivering. We mentioned Peyton Peterson, who made a couple of plays last year in the state semifinal game against the Governors. He makes a big one here, 1st down into Governor territory. That's a 58-yard gain from Kempshoff to Peterson. They'll keep it on the ground here with Shaler Platt.
On the carry for the Buck.
Minimal gain this time inside the 30, but they'll give him to the 27, it looks like. That'll be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
And that's what Kempshoff's going to do with his legs. You know, he's not, he could just extend it. I mean, he looks like a Ben Roethlisberger, but he's decisive enough with where he's going to get in where he needs to, settle down, and make those strikes downfield.
Evan Sirk in the backfield. They play action to him. They'll dump it to the H-back, Matthew Sheldon. Schonsberg gets low for a nice open field tackle. Sheldon dives inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 8, and they're moving the chains into the red zone.
You're seeing one play with a little flip of momentum here, flip of the field, and all of a sudden, you know, they got the Governors kind of pinned on their heels a bit.
Sirk now takes it for his first handoff of the game, but there's a holding penalty, most likely thrown by the umpire. And this one could move it back. Jacob Mikkinen named as the tackler. Yep, he's out there defensively.
Yeah, not sure exactly who it was, but I think I definitely saw Elijah Bucci's, you know, uniform being pretty outstretched, so wouldn't be surprised if it is a hold.
Flag rests at the 19, which was the line of scrimmage. The Governors will ask them to push them back 10 yards. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, the Governors have met their match so far here in this first quarter. 11 minutes in, they trail 7-0 and in danger of giving up more.
Yeah, and you haven't seen Yankton back down from anything. In fact, they've kind of been the ones, you know, for the most part, aggressively coming out swinging. They got that interception, taking it down for a big play, and, you know, they get that quick strike up over the top. So it's been big plays that have kept them there, nothing necessarily sustaining, but they're looking for a dogfight, and I think we're in one.
51 seconds to go in the first. It's 1st and 20 after the holding penalty marks the Bucks back. Here's Campshot, but here come the Governors. Tripped up. Anderson will finish him off. That was Bucci getting in there first. Got him by the shoelace. Campshot then finished off. This will be sack number 2, and after a holding penalty, you back him up another 3 yards with a sack, and it'll be 2nd down and 23.
But you still got to be careful because that over-the-top threat that Yankton has, them getting pushed back isn't necessarily making them, change their play calling one single bit.
Global shifts a little bit. They'll go on his way, and the Governors almost had a return of the favor. Trey Lewis saw it coming this time, but he was looking at the end zone on the other end of the field rather than hauling it in. Through his hands in a big, big break for the Governors.
And what you've seen the change in the Governor defense here is they're dialing up a little bit more pressure. They're not going to let Campshot just sit back there. They're going to make him move, but also you got to be able to break down and move with him laterally because he's done very well so far. And yeah, probably a missed opportunity right there.
Bodie Thurman jumped a route of a Cade Kaiser pass that was very similar to this one earlier in this first quarter. Made it a big play, and Yankton scored off of the change of possession, off of the takeaway. Trey Lewis had the same opportunity, but it didn't happen. Campshot back, now tucks and runs, throws over the middle, has Peterson, can't reach it as he dives. And just off of the outstretched hands, and I think Coach Lewis looking at the line of scrimmage there, did you think he was past? I thought he was right on the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball.
When you throw those things, you can kind of have just that back foot past, and he may have had that back foot just barely still on that line of scrimmage. I was definitely watching it because when he tucked to run it and then pulled up to pass, I thought, man, he's got to be at least one step too far, but looked good to the stripes downstairs.
It did. Actually, I think that was a pretty good no call there, but punting will be the same as the kicker, Jose Trujillo Melgoza. He's kicked the ball well tonight. We'll see if he can pin Lewis and company deep, as this one is a wobbler end over end, but it will land inside the 10, and look at the Bucks cover that one up perfectly at the 1 yard line. Down there is Peterson. Peyton Peterson catches it on 2 hops, and the Governors will have it 1st and 10 at their own 1 yard line when the second quarter comes around to play. After 1 on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Yankton surprising the top-ranked Governors 7-0. 60-second break, and we're back. Your scoreboard sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Back in a minute. This is Governor Football.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us, broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Governors have it in their own end zone, starting at the 1 yard line. Here's a Kaiser pass, floated out to George Stolle, who cannot get away from a single coverage and a good open field tackle by the Yankton defender. Although the Governors will have some breathing room and a gain of about 5, maybe 6. Bodie Thurman, who had the interception earlier, with a good tackle of Stolle, who catches his first pass of the night.
And good first play call by Coach Steve Steele there. I mean, you want to get out of the end zone. You need to get about 4 or 5 yards to get yourself a little breathing room and then get back into your normal offense.
Give him 6 to the 7 yard line. 2nd down and 4. And the Governors will come out of there with a good run play. I didn't see that, Coach. Who had that ball?
Kaiser still.
Kaiser keeps. Yep. And out across the 15 yard line. In fact, they'll spot it at the 18. That's 11 on a good pickup. Maybe I won't watch this one either. Kaiser empty in the backfield. Two wide left, one to the short side right. Kaiser looking for a hole, starts, comes out to the left side into open territory, open field, across the 20, takes a nice hit from Carson Ness, the safety, but then keeps on going for another couple across the 20 to the 24. That'll be good enough for 6.
And I'm not going to recommend you keep your eyes closed or don't watch, because if you got to do the color and I got to do the play-by-play, we might be in trouble. Probably not my forte.
Yes, sir. Near hash mark, the Governors are moving right to left now, west to east here at Crane Youngworth here in the second quarter. Kaiser with time to throw, now going to roll out to the right, look for a little more time as he'll be run down by Shaler Platt. Finally run out of bounds, and a flag will be thrown at the end of the play.
Maybe a late hit out of bounds. You would think, if that's coming that late and that far, even in the green outside the red barrier there, it's probably some sort of late hit or unnecessary
or a face
roughness.
mask or something, but it looked like, I don't know, at first, initially, I thought it might have been a good hit, but it is a personal foul against the Bucks. So the Governors will get the result of the play and then tack on 15. It looks like Kaiser only got back to essentially the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost 2 yards. But Yankton commits their third penalty, and the Governors will take it all the way up to a Governor first down. And it looks like they'll spot it at the 37-yard line. So it was a loss of 2, essentially a quarterback sack. But a Pierre first down to the 37-yard line. Kaiser with a quick hitter out to the far side. Looks like Zabel. But he's going to lose yardage here.
It definitely looks like Yankton's defense is going to say, you know what, no screens. We are not going to allow you these one-on-one matchups. We're going to try and get an extra guy over there. And if it is a one-on-one matchup, they're doing a great job of just simply wrapping ankles and securing that first takedown. Because if not, it's a long run to that end zone.
And I'll be honest, it could be playing right into Yankton's favor. I would maybe classify Kaiser as a little tentative after that interception so far. Going over the top here, though, he'll overthrow his fastest receiver, George Staley, at about the 30. Georgie boy thinks he got tripped up. He's looking for a flag. He won't get it, but another pass that was well overthrown. And it'll be third down and a dozen here for the Govs.
Yeah, about the time you saw that ball enter the air from Cade's hands, there was, a little bit of contact there and maybe just getting their feet wrapped up. And, George started to stumble. Otherwise, he had the breakaway. He was in the clear, minus that little mishap. That might have been 6.
Well, it might be a play the Governors feel they can come back to a little bit later on in the game, but they need something to keep the chains moving here. Third down and 12, clock stopping at 9:40, and now the Governors are going to have to take another timeout. Disarray here, and boy, Steve Steele, he's not too happy about this one.
No, it looked like somebody came off for some reason, so a little confusion on then who to grab and who to stick in, and they didn't get the first guy they wanted, so got another guy in there, but ultimately not happy with the personnel, and so call a timeout.
And, well, there was only 1 second on the play clock as well. So a 30-second break here. Timeout on the field. It's brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. The Governors still trail 7-0 with 9:40 to go in the first half. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Show for the first 3. They trail 7-0. Kaiser flushed out of the pocket here, makes a pretty nice move, but now he's got to find someplace else to go. Up across the 35, brought down at the 37. Austin Goebel giving chase, or at least bringing him down, but the Bucks get into the backfield. And it'll be a positive gain to the 38-yard line of 3 yards, but it'll be another punting situation here for Pierre. Jet Zabel out to punt for the 3rd time tonight.
4 down linemen on that rush, sending 2 linebackers also in there, 6 on 5. Somebody's springing free. Those aren't numbers that you're going to win, and so Cade being flushed and got kind of what he could.
Zabel with a bit of a high snap, puts a big left foot into it as Zarbach will call for a fair catch back inside the 20-yard line. He's trying to run, and now the officials say, no, you don't. You called for a fair catch right away. Zarbach, who is Cohen Zarbach, he is a 170-pound junior, younger brother of a talented return man and receiver Cameron Zarbach. Now, in the NFL, Coach, if you call for a fair catch and then tuck it and run, that's a penalty, is it not?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not sure if it's deception or some other misconduct, but definitely it is a penalty.
But no flags coming out here. Bucks will have it at their own 19-yard line with 8:55 to go in the second quarter.
And so officials are discussing maybe this is a high school rule as well. I'm kind of not sure. I would like to say I know the rules better than this.
Yeah, the officials have a discussion going on here. This looks like a chance for us to take a quick 30-second break. We'll tell you how this plays out. After this break, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football in River 92.7.
The Corner Station reminds you to save 10 cents on every gallon of Cenex top-tier fuels when you make your purchase in cash. When you're fueling your vehicle at the Corner Station, pick up an ice-cold beverage, coffee, and your favorite snack item for the road in the C-Store. Save 10 cents per gallon on all Cenex fuel purchases when you pay with cash at the Corner Station, located just above the train bridge in downtown Pierre.
Welcome back to Yankton, and chalk one up for the announcers, folks. The penalty was ruled with an illegal fair catch call. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, essentially because of a delay of game is what they call it. And the Bucks will start 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Campshaw from the near side wants to go long, looking and overthrowing his intended receiver, Carson Ness. The starting safety in this game, but Carson Ness giving the Bucks another look offensively as well.
And definitely one where you kind of had to hold your breath because number 12, Ness, he got over top of Buss, and that was definitely one where maybe a little bit better throw and a little bit more time could have spelled disaster.
Beautifully thrown ball, though. Tight spiral. Here's a chance for the Bucks on the ground. Titan Winkler comes in, makes the stop on the ball carrier. This is Evan Sirk. And cross the 15 to the 18. Gain of 4. Third down and 6 here for the Yankton Bucks. Is still inside their own red zone. 8:23 to go. Second quarter. Time for Campshoff going over the top, looking for Goebel again. And this one is overthrown. Saw Goebel kind of look upfield, and then he looked back for the football. Maybe that slowed him up just a little bit, but the Governors dodged 2 bullets off of would-be deep passes here for the Yankton Bucks.
I think you can see, for those of you at home, the speed of Goebel is for real. I mean, he can pop the top, and I would even say with Ness, number 12, I mean, that is some real speed that the Governors have to contend with. So they've got to be a little bit better in their breaks, a little bit more disciplined with their eyes and their alignments, and they need to get that thing fixed up.
Trujillo Melgoza will punt for the second time. Good snap. He has to go low. He'll kick it from his 8-yard line, and the Governors call for a fair catch here, but they have to back away. There's more speed in the special teams, too, even with a line drive kick. Not much hang time, but still an effective effort here as Connor Slava will down it, and the Governors will take over.
You've seen him in that punt team. I mean, that's a low driver. There's not a lot of hang time or time to park underneath that, and their speed, as you said, getting down that field. There really hasn't been much of a return to be able to set up for our Governor punt return.
8:04 to go. Second quarter, still plenty of time. Pierre with decent field position now, taking over at their own 41-yard line. They've got Stolle split wide to the right, but Zabel on the wing to the right side. Mosier's in the backfield. It'll be an option. Kaiser fakes the pitch, goes again himself, picks up 3, maybe, 2, maybe 3. It looks like maybe to the 43-yard line, so just a 2-yard gain here. But I think even if he pitches that particular ball, Yankton's defense had the speed to get right on top of Brock Mosier.
And you're looking at them, having those 4 down linemen and then bringing another linebacker up. So they're creating a 5 front, and sometimes that outside linebacker comes and goes, and sometimes he widens out, sometimes he flexes back. So I think just that little miscue is causing a little bit of read issues for Cade Kaiser tonight.
Mosier out. Lewis is in, but he's not in the backfield. He's actually, looks like Chance Sardis bunched up close. And do we need another timeout here to save a delay of game? Yes, that's the case. The Governors already taking their third and final charge timeout here in the first half. 7:18 to go. Govs still trail Yankton 7-0. A Coca-Cola break in the action. We're back in 1 minute. This is Pierre Governor football.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Liveticket TV.
Briggs Trucking. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
For the first time, this will be close to a first down, right near the line to gain. It's across the 50 to the Yankton 49, and they've been instructed to move the chains. So a pickup of 8 here. Twiggy's first catch of the night. Lewis in the backfield will take the handoff, or is this Mosier? Not much for whomever it is. And it's Brock Mosier. But still a positive gain on first down to the Yankton 46. Pick up a 3.
And a little question that you and I had during break is a little odd to see us use all of our timeouts there. You know, with 6:50 still left in the second quarter and you don't have any timeouts, you just kind of hope you keep the pace of play and you're in control here for the rest of the half.
Yes, and right now, I mean, that plays right into the fact that you could really use a good time-consuming drive. Just stay efficient, but it's a bad snap. Picked up by Kaiser. Now Mosier flips it back. Is that a designed flea flicker? I don't know, but Kaiser tucks and runs, takes a big hit out on the far side, and a penalty flag will be thrown.
I think you're going to see that probably for a straight helmet-to-helmet contact there. I mean, right there out of bounds where Cade just kind of stepped out of bounds. He lowered his head and his shoulder to deliver that hit. And
he's
just
slow
didn't look
in
good.
getting
Yankton
up,
fans
too.
are unhappy, but that just did not look good from this side.
Well, and you can't really, I don't know if they could see it. I couldn't really tell. It just looked like a good, I don't know if I'd call it shoulder to shoulder, but it was certainly what looked like a good football hit. But Cade Kaiser, it appears, is still getting checked out down on the far sideline. So if you're right in helmet to helmet, that would certainly make this, a concussion protocol type play, Coach.
I think it definitely was helmet to helmet. I mean, he did lower his shoulder, but you still got a helmet to helmet contact right there. It's not college football either. Otherwise, you'd see a different set of rules enforced.
So right now, the officials, I believe, at the end of the play, it turned into the 42, a 4-yard gain for Cade Kaiser. They'll add 15 yards from there. And Yankton with their second major penalty, their 5th overall. And again, the Buck fans right below us, you can probably hear, not too happy about it.
We talked about hostile environment, and this is ultimately, what you're going to get. I really didn't expect anything different.
Well, Kaiser getting checked out, and the Governors can't call a timeout. They've got to send their backup quarterback in here, and Kaiser's still on his knees on the far sideline.
It's interesting to see. I mean, is Lounsbury going to come in here, or are they going to go to somebody else quick for some reps and maybe a different formation?
Well, watch Jet Zabel, see if he's the guy. Or even E.J. Bucci, who took snaps last year in a backup role.
It looks like you're going to see both of them in the backfield, so could be one or the other.
Well, Bucci's coming over to play tight end on the left side. Zabel is the guy who's going to take the snap. Mosier wide left. Ty and Buss will be in the slot near side. Ball on the far hash mark, 1st and 10 to the 27-yard line. Deepest penetration of the night for the Governors so far, trailing 7-0. Zabel's going to run it himself. The Bucks are all right there. There's extracurricular behind the play. And a nice takedown throw by a Governor offensive lineman. But meanwhile, the scrum heads to the far side, and this will be a gain of 2, maybe 3 for Jet Zabel.
And Jet coming in, I mean, the playbook's probably not going to be gigantically wide open here. I'm assuming that we've ran and practiced a little bit without Cade, but Jet's not necessarily been the guy back there.
2 yards here, but Jet can throw the football. We know that. 2nd down and 8 from the 25. Heading right to left. Empty backfield. Keep it again. Zabel, short side, far side, trying to get to the edge. But Tucker Gilmore closes that off. He'll make the tackle. Out of bounds helps him up. So a good job there by Gilmore. Coach, let's go back to keys to success. Brady Mooth said they want to be the more physical team on the field. I'd say they've got the edge in that department in this game so far.
Well, they've been physical, and also it's been 2 penalties that's cost them a little bit on that physicality. I mean, they're playing the borderline of, you know, physical versus, we'll just call it a little bit too much for
dogfight. Now Kaiser's back in there. 3rd down, he hits Stolle on the far side, short of a 1st down, but he's inside the 20-yard line. And obviously the Governors are going to go for it here. Ness sticks the receiver at the 20-yard line, a gain of 4. Cade Kaiser has thrown 12 passes tonight. He's completed 7, but the yardage is only about 38 strong. So 4th and 3, biggest play of the game here for the Governors so far in the first half. 5:05 to go, clock counting down, shotgun snap, Kaiser looks, and the ball is tipped, and it's a turnover on downs as it falls incomplete. One of the big linemen got a mitt up there just like you're supposed to do. And the Bucks on an 8-play drive will turn away the Governors on downs, and it stays 7-0 Yankton.
And you saw Kaiser turn around and look to the ref. He stepped into that ball, kind of had a clean pocket, released it, and yet still got decked a little bit right there. So he was looking for maybe a flag, but that ball being tipped at the line of scrimmage, you know, probably prevented that from happening.
The Bucks from their own 20-yard line get another big defensive stand. Now Lucas Kampshoff wants to go to work. Spread formation, he'll throw it out, now throw it away. Up into the stands.
Yeah, those are the olden days where that is intentional grounding all day, and it's a little frustrating to see that here from the top view.
Bucci giving chase, and a good job off the defensive end. But definitely today's rules, if you're out of the pocket, just throw it away. And a good job, good awareness by Lucas Kampshoff as he'll send Goebel in motion left to right. Inside handoff here to Shaler Platt, and the Governors will bottle him up after a gain of only 1, maybe 2 here to the 22.
Down by number 91,
Emmett Anderson, the whole filler here.
Looks like maybe Shaler Platt coming off with a little bit of a calf cramp, so you see 16 roll in there for him, and I bet it's not going to affect the play call.
Evan Sirk, another quick water bug type of a runner. There's another one. Goebel in motion again. 3rd down and 8. Kampshoff wants to throw. Governors give chase. Kampshoff bounces it out. He hooks up with the receiver. The ball is loose on the field, and there's no whistle to say a incomplete pass. This is a takeaway for the Governors.
That was definitely a catch, a turn, and a football move upfield before that ball came squirting out.
Tucker Gilmore coming away from the play. Somebody hits him after the pass completed at the 30-yard line. That was right at the line to gain, but then a fumble recovered by the Governors, and now with 4:12 to play, they've got a short field from the Yankton 34.
And here's the turnover the Governor defense has been looking for, and ultimately the Governor offense has been looking for. Is, you know, we gave up a 6-point score on a turnover that we didn't necessarily want happen, so here's our chance to get one of those back and even this thing up to half.
7-0, second quarter, 4 minutes and change to go. Snap to Kaiser, hands it off, and Mosier's looking for running room, but that's closed off. Big number 73, Riker Freng, a 240-pounder, makes the stop. They push him back for a loss of 2 to the 36-yard line. 5 carries, only 12 yards here for Brock Mosier. 2nd down and 12. Governors heading right to left. Empty backfield. A lot of receivers out there. Kaiser over the middle. Stolly too strong again on this one. Governors sent, I think, 5 receivers out in the pattern. Every one of them single covered here, but Kaiser just had a little too much on it right down to the goal line from 36 yards out.
And so far, the Yankton defense is just daring you to throw. They're kind of bottling you up here in the run and being real physical up front. And so you're going to end up with about one choice, which is to start opening up your pass game.
Really seems like we're going to have a lot of go routes all night long still. 3rd and 12. The Governors will take something underneath as long as it gets some good yardage. Kaiser wants to throw long again off his back foot maybe. Incomplete. Zabel double covered out on the far side. And the Governors will have to make a decision here with 3:26 to play. You still want to stay aggressive and go for it, I think, but personally, big question is, do you play the field position game? Coach Steele and company staying aggressive here.
I think definitely trying to go. This is a possession that, you know, we're going to need, and then really relying on your defense in this situation.
Fans are making it noisy down in front. Kaiser again has his man. Is he inbounds? No, they say he's out on the far side. Stolly came to a sliding catch. He would have had a first down at about the 24-yard line, but he is ruled out of bounds. A good effort and a good throw there for Kaiser, just a little bit wide, and the Governors for the 2nd possession in a row in Yankton territory will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, just nothing going with that the turnover that we got. Just didn't really amount to anything for that offensive drive.
From the Buck 36-yard line, 3:21 to play. They still have a chance to add to a 7-0 lead. On the ground with Evan Sirk across the 40 to the 41. That's a pickup of 5. Halfway there on first down. Sirk with 9 yards on his first 3 carries. 3 receivers to the left. They'll redirect on a pitch back to the right. This is Sheldon on a little pitch pass. It'll be a forward pass, and Sheldon will get a yard to the 42.
Definitely looked like they had that. Trey Lewis squeezed that down, made that hole a little tighter, and then Chance started to fill that window.
3rd and 4, a gain of only 1, 2:35, clock counting down. Yankton has all 3 timeouts. The Governors have a grand total of 0 left to use here in the first half. 7-0 Yankton. First drive of the game for the Bucks was only 25 yards after a Bodie Thurman interception in return to put Yankton in a short field situation. 3rd and 4. Here's Kampshoff. Quick fire on a slant, but it's incomplete. Ball not handled by Carson Ness. And now Yankton will have to kick it away. Clock stops with the incomplete pass at 2:13 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Boy, what a ball game, Coach. I mean, Governor fans are not used to this. Governor announcers are not used to this type of a ball game. It has been a long time since we've seen a game this tight and with the Governors, facing an uphill battle at this juncture of a ball game.
And you're definitely seeing, I mean, what we kind of hoped we were going to get. You're going to see a game where 2 teams are going to fight, and they're going to fight to the bitter end. And so far, I mean, outside of 1 turnover and a score, you've seen pretty much a stalemate out of 2 teams.
Trujillo with a punt taken on a low hop here by Trey Lewis. He breaks a tackle, far side 40, 45, tripped up toward the 50 on the dive. And Trey Lewis, I'll tell you what, he picks that ball up in traffic. That's a dicey play, but he made a great play out of it. And he gets the ball all the way out to midfield.
And he read that return team pretty well. I mean, you saw those guys thinking he was not going to pick that ball up, and so as soon as they pulled up, he reached down, grabbed it, and took that thing for about 10 to 15 extra.
He's ruled out of bounds at the Pier 41, so with 2 minutes and 1 second to go, the Governors will go in 2-minute mode. They've run the 2-minute drill well, yes, at the 45. Kaiser going to be caught from behind. Edley Amaro off of the defensive end. Gets through a little too quickly. A 5-yard, make it a 6-yard loss. Back to the 39, the first sack of the Pier quarterback by the Bucks tonight.
I'm a little bit interested in that because you've seen number 70 there for the Pier, or not Pier, but Yankton defense have a free release for the most part all night, and he's made him pay for it.
Kaiser on the run as Amaro gave chase again. He'll throw here, but this one is short hop. Intended receiver Stolle had fallen down. Carson Ness, the safety, made the play on the ball, but that one short hopped and ruled incomplete. Kaiser's last 5 passes have fallen incomplete. He still has only 7 completions in now 17 attempts. Just not typical Pierre Governor football so far here tonight. Governors have 3rd and 16, a minute 31 to go in the second quarter. Empty backfield, 2 wides both ways. They'll go out to Zabel looking for blocks, and Zabel wants to deliver some hits, but Tucker Gilmore delivers one himself. Zabel's across the 45, knocked out of bounds. Actually, they say keep the clock running. That might help the Govs a little bit here in this situation. Stop at the 47. That's a gain of 8. And again, a quarterback sack pushed the Governors back a bit. But Pierre is swapping personnel now with 13 on the shot clock. Tucker Gilmore is going to go back deep instead of Cohen Zarbach to receive the punt. 4-3 on the play clock. Here's the snap. Zabel with his 4th punt. There's a flag thrown. And Gilmore catches it at the 17-yard line, and he's brought down after only a 1-yard gain by Carson Stoser. What a tackle by Stoser, who's giving up 40 pounds in that matchup. But a flag thrown on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and the Governors probably weren't in the right formation here. That is the indication. It'll be interesting to see if Yankton asks them to punt again, or if they'll just take 5 yards and add it on to the end of the return, and that looks like what they'll do. 7-0 Bucks. 37 seconds to play. All 3 timeouts. This first half is not over yet. The Governors, I bet you have to go back a long way to figure out when the last time the Governors got shut out in the first half of football was.
I definitely can't remember. It's probably been a few years.
The Governors declined by the Bucks.
So,
first down, 10 yards to go from the 18-yard line.
Oh, the Bucks declined the penalty. So the Governors still only have 1 penalty accepted in this game. Sheldon goes in motion. Kampshoff, who can throw a deep ball with some speed receivers, looks, he steps up, nowhere to go. Now out to the right side, and he's got his man, Ness. Carson Ness up to the 45. Ty and Buss in coverage, and a timeout called here by the Bucks. They get to the 44-yard line.
Very good throw and catch by Kampshoff and Ness, because that ball was put in about one spot. You saw him kind of leaning out, and that was where Buss was expecting the ball, and then it was a quick turn, and basically that thing came right inside of his shoulder on the inside, and great throw and catch. Not much defensively you can do about something like that.
Pickup of 26. It'll be 1st and 10. Let's take a quick 30-second Coca-Cola timeout with Yankton calling it on the field here. Govs trailing 7-0 toward the end of the first half. This is Governor football.
Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Governors going to have a lot to talk about once they get to the halftime break. It'd be a happier conversation if they can get a takeaway here. 1st and 10 from the Yankton 44. Kampshoff with a little bit of time, now flushed out to the left, has a man wide open. Flag in the backfield. Sheldon, though, to the Governor 45 to the 30, to the 40, 35, 30, pushed out of bounds, but we'll check the flag. There will be a hold that'll push him way back and negate a really nice gain over the middle for Yankton.
You know, Trey Lewis kind of left in space there with 2 guys to cover, and he probably did the right job taking Goebel as number 1 as your speediest threat, but the rest of the DBs dropped back and that 5 just on that intermediate route was left wide open.
Flag thrown at the 39-yard line, actually 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Kampshoff has seen some pretty good protection tonight. Well, they're going to mark it from the 44, which was the line of scrimmage. And 10 yards back to the 34-yard line. So penalties are hurting the Buck cause a little bit. This is their 6th one. Marked off so far to be first down and 20. Most importantly for the Governors, the second quarter clock is down to 17 seconds now. Yankton still with a pair of timeouts at their disposal. Ball on the near hash mark, and Yankton is comfortable here. They're going to sit on it, and a flag will be thrown here by Lucas Chamberlain.
And I've seen those two kind of been going at it all night, and it was within the whistle, but definitely when they're taking a knee, not something that the refs or any of the coaches want to see at this point in time.
Well, and you got to know, obviously they're taking a knee with the formation they had, but there's still that argument that says play until the whistle, but obviously unnecessary here. Of course, Yankton fans want him thrown out.
Normally doesn't happen on your first one.
Well, and when you just push him in the chest, that's not a blow to the head or anything like that either. Obviously, if you mark this up 15 yards, though, Yankton's going to be back up close to midfield, and instead of sitting on it, heck, if I'm the Yankton Bucks, I might air one out here. Still 15 seconds to go. Personal foul. And there's a personal foul in return on the Bucks, so the ball is staying where it is. I'm not sure. Somebody for Yankton was about ready to retaliate, and Carson Ness, I think, did a heck of a job in making sure that didn't happen, but somebody still did something they shouldn't have done, so that's how this first half is going to end. Okay.
Probably some inappropriate language out there down on the field, not something anybody, you or I or in the stands can see or hear, but the refs can out on the field.
Well, what a first half for the Yankton Bucks. The clock was allowed to start up after the offsetting penalties. They run out the last 8 seconds, and our Gales Gas Service scoreboard at the end of one half of play has the Yankton Bucks pitching a shutout so far, and the top-ranked Pierre Governors. It's 7-0 Yankton. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Let's pause for 3 minutes. We're back with the halftime report, and the halftime comes to us as a courtesy of Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, there in the Capital City Creek Plaza on East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. 3 minutes, and we'll talk about it. The Govs trailing 7-0 here. Your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
First car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bankwest has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bankwest for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bankwest. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Agtegra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life, with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Synergy's Sign Company, the area's newest sign company in Platte. We offer signage solutions for your business, from custom signs and banners to digital displays, autographics, and more. We'll help your business create a memorable impression. Synergy Sign Company, from custom signs to digital displays. Give us a call at 605-337-2686 or visit us online at synergysignco.com.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm. One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project. We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
Starting a John Deere dealership during the Depression took guts and vision. But C.J. Grossenberg was determined to help the community. He supplied more than equipment. He supplied a better way of life for his neighbors. Today, the family business is still going strong. Because round here, Grossenberg proves our values to our community every day. Grossenberg Implement is celebrating 85 years and is fourth generation family owned and operated.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email Scott at LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Liveticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The innocence of youth,
Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
At Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Xander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Xander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Xander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. Agtegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, Agtegra will link your farm to the future. Agtegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
Dimock Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimock Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, DimockDairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimock Cheese.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Fall is going to be here next week, and it's time to start preparing. Make sure all your vehicles are ready to go, especially if you happen to be traveling. This week at Grosenberg Implement, get 8% off all booster cables. Make sure you have a pair for your tractor, truck, car, and John Deere Gator, just in case you need it. See their parts professionals this week at Grosenberg Implement and save 8% on all booster cables. Grosenberg Implement, where service is the other half of a great product.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
To say the least so far. And Coach Lewis, before the kickoff, the last point we wanted to make coming out here is we've seen it before. Nobody makes second half adjustments better than the coaching staff of the Pierre Governors. We'll see if the players can respond the way that will be required if they want to get the momentum back on their side here.
I would definitely agree with you. I mean, that's just knowing thyself. I mean, you got to know yourself and what you guys are good at, and then see what it is that they're doing. I mean, they're obviously presenting you something different than you saw in film, and so what can you see to that and then make those adjustments, and then as the game progresses, be able to make those small ones from the sideline.
It'll be Brianna Sargent kicking off. Jet Zabel, maybe we expected to do that, but Sargent with her first kickoff of the day. And the Governors will probably try to place it and come with the pressure. Zabel is there, though. So just saying, we'll watch it. The Governors will kick off, and Jet Zabel is going to kick. Big boomer, and this one deep, and that's into the end zone for a touchback. So, well, that's one way to stop tempo, at least for now. But you think Yankton's going to come out guns a-blazing now here?
Yeah, I would think, they're going to kind of up-tempo their offense, probably not huddle as much, and, really try and work on pace here to come start this half. I'd be a little bit surprised if they go straight to the run game, but if they do, it'll probably be one quick play and then trying to air it out.
Kapshoff in the pistol. Has a man. They'll run it first off. This is Evan Sirk, and the Governors are right there to put him on the turf. Trey Lewis gets him at the line of scrimmage, point of attack, and no gain for Evan Sirk. And, Coach, we're seeing Evan Sirk, not Shaler Platt. We saw Platt come off with maybe a lower leg injury early on in this game.
He is standing on the sidelines, so we kind of hope that he's well and he maybe gets himself back into the game a little bit later.
2nd and 10, a little outlet here to Tucker Gilmore. And Gilmore makes Lewis miss. Schonsberg comes up on the near side, upends him from low, and somersaulting is Tucker Gilmore. Then he lost the football, but he is ruled down. A gain of 7 up to the 27-yard line, and a pick in a 3rd and 3 here. And now a flag will be thrown.
A little bit of movement pre-snap there by the Yankton offensive line.
Over on the near side, Ty and Buss saw it, called the guy out. And that'll help the Governor cause here. Make it 3rd and 3, becomes 3rd and 8. Yankton will suffer their 8th, make it their 7th penalty marked against them on the night. 6 for 60 in that first half, 2 majors included. So Kampshoff on the near sideline, or the near hash mark rather. As the Bucks move from left to right, the pass is caught, well delivered and well received by Carson Ness. Pushed out from there by Tyon Buss, plenty good for a first down.
And definitely a target that, they keep trying to expose. He's on Buss. Buss is a really good corner, and they just keep running quick strikes with either a 5-yard hitch or a 10-yard hitch and just keep moving the chains.
Second catch for Carson Ness. This one covers 12 yards. Here is Sirk again. And the Governors seem up to the task in defending the run. Sirk grabbed by the ankles by Chance Sarda. Pickup of only a yard to the 35. Second down and 9 from there. 10 yards on 5 tries for Sirk. Near hash mark again. Goebel now goes in motion. Second down and 9. Looking to throw his Kampshoff. With time, he'll dump it off, but Sirk can't haul it in. So the incomplete pass will stop the clock. And I mentioned that, Coach. I know it doesn't really matter whether the clock stops at this juncture of the early second half or not, but the Governors, if Yankton is going to stay up-tempo, could use a couple of breaks like this to kind of get everything set rather than having to go in hurry-up mode.
And you're probably going to see a sweep left here with the quarterback with this formation. It's one, or they might run a counter here to the backside.
Rolling out that way. Throws over the top of Tucker Gilmore, even a little behind him. So Yankton with a misplay there. It'll be 4th and 9 in a punting situation as Kampshoff, who was 6 of 14 in the first half, comes out 2 out of 4, but misses his last 2. 1 drop and 1 just a misfire. And the Governors stand to get decent field position.
And probably notes I'm putting in my back pocket if I'm Coach Thorson is we do need to get Kampshoff out of the pocket, but we can't flush him out right. We got to flush him out to his left-hand side because he has not made the accurate throws that he has going the other direction.
Trujillo with a good punt. Trey Lewis will take the fair catch. He was back there all by himself. It's down at the 35-yard line from 135 to the other. A 30-yard punt, change of possession, and a quick 30-second timeout. Early second half, 7-0 Bucks. This is Governor football.
Titan Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore, Miller, and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Miller, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore, Miller, and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box. Oahe Federal Credit Union.
And the field opens up. Lewis off to the races. He's finally run down, but not until he gets to the Yankton Buck 12-yard line.
Great hole, great run. No arguments here. Attack him right up the middle where we haven't necessarily had success, and kind of caught him parked a little bit on the edges. So it looked like there was a hole right away, and you were expecting maybe the defense to shift their line. They didn't. Good presence there.
53 yards on the run for Lewis. The Governor's in business all of a sudden. Kaiser rolls out, throws underneath, and the pass is dropped after a big hit by Tucker Gilmore. Cooper Terwilliger, the freshman who caught 3 touchdowns in Mitchell a week ago, takes the biggest hit that he's had or have had laid on him here as a varsity member of the Pierre Governor football team.
You know, and I would say voting isn't for a few weeks yet or even a couple months, but Tucker Gilmore is probably going to be an all-state defensive player by the way that we've seen him play so far tonight.
Ball's in between the hash marks. The Govs moving west to east into the Yankton student section. If they can get into the end zone, they trail 7-0. 9:50 to go, second quarter. Broken play here. Kaiser wanted a handoff right. The back went left. He's got Stolle at the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, George Stolle. Touchdown, Governors. And there will be a flag thrown after the play here. It was just dropped. The play is well over, so it's going to stand. The Governors finally on the board here with 9:43 left. A 53-yard scamper by Trey Lewis. Was that unsportsmanlike?
They're calling it, I think, an ineligible man downfield.
Oh, a delayed call to nullify the touchdown.
Quite a bit late.
Ineligible man downfield for the Governors. The receiver was 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, and it just took a little time to process that information. So forget about the 12-yard touchdown. The down marker says first down. It should be 2nd down and 15 now. And the Yankton fans realize that as well. The ball marked back to the 17-yard line. And the officials will blow this play dead before it happens. I think they'll change. Well, they got that now on the far sideline, 2nd down. There was an incomplete pass intended for Cooper Terwilliger on 1st down. So everybody is where they should be, and all the equipment says what it should say. 9:43 to go, 2nd quarter. The Govs will have to try it again here. Kaiser in the pistol. Lewis is behind him. They'll hand off. The ball is dropped. Trey comes back down on it. So disaster averted here, but it'll be a loss of a yard, maybe 2.
By number 26, Trey Lewis.
And now 3rd and long.
Amaro.
Well, the Governors got to get some points out of this drive, no doubt about it.
Up 3rd down.
Quick question, if you don't get the 1st down here, do you kick a field goal with Ryan Berry?
That's a great question, one that I'm probably not going to get to answer from up here.
3 wide right side in the empty backfield. Zabel alone to the left on the near side. Kaiser looking his way to the corner. Zabel up. He cannot get it. Would have come down out of bounds anyway. So it'll be 4th down and 15 from the 18-yard line.
4th down, 16 yards to go.
And I guess we'll see Coach Steele's answer. Looks like offense is staying out on the field. He's got confidence in them being able to drive this in.
Brock Mosier coming in. Keenan Scott also coming out onto the play. I'm going to, it is 4th and 15 from the 18-yard line. Zabel is now far to the right side. 2 receivers both ways. Kaiser alone in the backfield. Looks, tucks, and runs. Now he needs 15 yards. He's got the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Cade Kaiser. Was that designed? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's an 18-yard touchdown for Cade Kaiser.
I would say no, with the way that edge rush came off, and those offensive tackles doing everything they could just to keep them out. They were definitely pass blocking, and Cade saw that thing open up with that outside pressure and just decided to call his own number.
Boy, that is a gutsy call, though. When you need 15 yards, you end up getting 18. That's great, but he made a lot of people miss. Yankton flinching on the snap here. Ryan Berry will not get to attempt this PAT. It'll be a encroachment penalty. And that should mark it half the distance to the goal unless the Governors drew them offside. Nope, it'll be encroachment on the Bucks. Now the Governors might even decide. You could decide to even try to punch one in, but Ryan Berry staying out there. We're at the 8:52 mark of the 3rd quarter. The Governors finally on the board, looking for a PAT to tie. Ryan Berry, kick up, kick good into the student section and over the top of it. Well done, young lady. 8:52 in the 3rd. We're tied. Yankton 7, Governors 7. Pierre kicks when we come back with more Pierre Governor football. You're listening to River 92.7.
Backfield out of the gun, setting in the pocket, firing for the end zone. Williams, touchdown! What a throw and what a catch! Even empty backfield.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
And Lewis fumbles a handoff snap, loses a yard back to the 18, but on 4th down and 15, or 16 even, Cade Kaiser on a scramble runs up the middle, gets to the end zone. Ryan Berry's PAT will make it 7-7. Here's Brianna Sargent kicking, and she'll pull that one off to the near side and well out of bounds. A good field position coming for the Bucks as they'll take over at their 35-yard line. 8:52 to play, but at least now, Coach, one big offensive play. You get another big play, really, on the touchdown run by Kaiser. And that's exactly the way the Governors needed to start this second half.
Yeah, I think you had to come out, had to get points, so being able to get that stop, get a punt, and then, be able to get that drive going, albeit only 2 big plays is, something that they had to have really coming out of that half.
So the defense will come back out again. Actually, it looks like they'll set up shop at the 40-yard line. Sargent, who usually, it is the 35.
Yeah, I think that flag's automatically the 35, even though she kicked it to only about the 36.
Yeah, it's the well, I think it's the number of yards from the spot of the kickoff is what that rule would say. Doesn't matter. 1st and 10, 35 Bucks will go from left to right as we watch the action here. Kampshoff hands off on the inside to Sirk. There are flags on both sides of the field. Sirk with a nifty run on a cutback, run out to the left, and then cut back up the far hash mark. But there's probably formation issues here for the Bucks.
Formation or a quick hold? I would say probably formation because you saw those flags come from both sides of the field.
And that is the call. Jim Ricketts, veteran official. 5 men in the backfield, too many. Yankton continues to commit penalties. They've got 8 of them here tonight. Mark them back here to the 30. It'll be 1st and 15. It was a good indication of what Evan Sirk is capable of doing, and that's a young man Coach Steve Steele noted in our pregame conversation. Somebody needs to be contained. Bucci giving chase. Flushes Kampshoff out of the pocket, throws near side, but out of bounds as he threw that one away. 2nd and 15 here. EJ's getting active tonight, Coach.
Yeah,
and he's a guy that can change plays or change the game with one big play, too.
He is, and he's on this defensive left, so being able to force Kampshoff, he can get free to that offensive left is what they deliver.
Gilmore through a couple of defenders, takes the catch into Governor territory, finally brought down by Titan Winkler and Spencer Eastland, but not until he gets to the Governor 30-yard line.
And now you're going to see something that I knew was going to happen at some point in time. You're going to see Cade Kaiser here insert himself as a little bit of a safety DB in this situation and see what he can do on the other side of the ball.
40-yard gain here for the Bucks. 8:08. The clock starts up again. Yankton, after seeing the Governors tie the game 7-7, now looking to take the lead back. A roll out to the right here for Kampshoff again, throws short, and then hit from behind and out of bounds. Yankton fans want the flag, but that's a good football play by Cade Kaiser in coverage. The intended receiver, Peyton Peterson.
I think definitely a miscue on the top. We were pretty fortunate to have Kampshoff being flooded right because up on the left-hand side there was some miscommunication, and number 1 Goebel, the guy you don't want free, was running free on the top side.
2nd and 10 from the Pier 30-yard line after another big play from the Bucks. Here's an option pitch. Sirk has it 30, 25, 20, 1st down. Flag is thrown from a long ways away by the back judge, but it's a 1st down pickup for the time being by Evan Sirk. Well, there's another flag resting at the 23-yard line, about 6 yards upfield from the line of scrimmage. Sirk brought down at the 13. They'll replace the flag at the 20.
I think both might be holds.
You see 2 of them out there. I saw one thrown by the back judge. I don't know where that one ended up. It is a hold on the Bucks. Spot foul, 10 yards from there. That's basically placed 10 yards upfield, so they'll mark him back 10 yards. We'll give Sirk the 10 yards rushing, which will double his total on the night. But it'll remain 2nd down and 10. And here's Kampshoff with time. Now he throws, rolls to the right, throws, has a man, Zarbach, but he overthrows him. Leads him a little too far to the edge, and it is Kaiser in coverage again.
Good job on coverage. Like I said, that ball was thrown a little bit out of bounds, but still one when he's scrambling and has a free pocket like that, that he's been lethal so far with his accuracy in his passes.
7-7 tie game, still 7:34 here in the third quarter. 3rd down and 10 coming up from the Governor 30-yard line. Peyton Peterson shifts into a slot position from the outside. Kampshoff has to run again. Flushed out, and he finds Goebel, who had broken free from Carson Stoser, but the pass too tall, and Goebel may have twisted an ankle on this play. He will hobble off.
That did not look good the way he grabbed that and kind of came off. I don't know, high ankle sprain or a roll of it. You know, kind of only time will tell just how that thing progresses on the sideline. But that's a big hit to this Yankton offense, as he's one who, you know, if he isn't getting the ball, he's one creating a lot of stuff because he's an attention getter for the defense.
Absolutely. So far hash mark, 4th and 10 here. Too long for a 47-yard field goal attempt. Kampshoff back to throw over the middle, too tall, and there's Eastland. Tucker Gilmore, the intended receiver. I'm not so sure Eastland didn't have a hand on him when he went up and actually got the tip, but Gilmore kind of gave up on that play, it seems. The Governors dodge a big bullet. They'll turn the Yankton Bucks over on downs. That after what was a 40-yard completion to get the Bucks in good position. So Pierre, with 7:22 to go, a defensive stop after a Governor score. Pierre will have it at their own 30-yard line this time, and Cade Kaiser and company will try to keep that offense going. Pistol backfield with Brock Mosier. He'll take the first handoff here. Trey Lewis had a big one to start the last drive. Mosier jukes and jives for about 5 to the 35.
Brought down by number 73.
Well, that was Lewis again. Right?
Yep, going to Trey there on first down, just see what we can get forward. You know, Yankton had about 6 guys up on that line, so just not much to go there, but definitely squeaking through for a few.
4 yards for Trey Lewis, his 4th carry of the night. 2nd down and 6 for the Governors. Clock running, under 7 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. Lewis again, starts right, goes up the hash mark, he's loose again. 45 to the 50, to the 40. Austin Goebel back in there will force him out of bounds. So Goebel, good news for the Bucks, is still able to play, but Trey Lewis with his 2nd big gainer here on the ground in the 2nd half.
You saw a little bit more patience on that run. I mean, that thing took a little bit more time to develop, but you stutter step one guy, wait for that block to continue, and it's out to the races. And I'd love to give the kid a lot of credit, but he's probably not outrunning Austin Goebel here on the football field.
33 this time, suddenly 90 yards on 5 carries for Trey Lewis. Here he comes again, up the middle. Good head of steam, but Yankton clogs it up. Still going to get about 5 yards inside the 30 to the 28. 2nd down and 5 from there.
And that was Mosier, so good run up the gut by Mosier. You know, you're kind of switching those guys in and out, and you're definitely not missing a beat.
From the far hash mark, thunder and lightning. Brock again. Right side, slips one tackle, takes a big hit from Tucker Gilmore, who continues to play outstanding defense. Got an official timeout here.
Brings up 3rd down.
Not sure why the official stopped the clock here, but Mosier able to get a couple more down to the 26.
Yeah, I think Yankton's number 70's got to come out of the game here because they blew that whistle on him right away. He was down on the field for just a second, ended up popping back up, but once they blow that whistle and you're down, you've got to exchange players.
Edley Amaro.
Guy who's had a pretty good game so far today.
Wrestler.
Yeah.
3rd and 3.
And a big one.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter, the Governors have tied it up on their last possession. They want to keep this one going, see if they can take their first lead of the night. Cade Kaiser going to change the snap count here. Far hash mark, he takes the snap, hands off to Mosier. He'll go short side right, slips 1, 2 tackles, looking as he gets dragged by the ankles, but he reaches, and it looks like he's got a first down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Trey Lewis with the big run off the edge, kind of very same run almost that they ran earlier in that drive to get it and move those chains. So nice job going back to something that they see when you've got that defensive pressure coming up the middle. Let's check this and take it to the outside.
So Lewis that time. I thought it was Mosier. Mosier's got something on his arm as a sleeve. Trey Lewis does not. That's how we're going to keep track. Here's 26 again. To the 20-yard line. Spins to the 19.
Trey Lewis on the
Brought
carry.
down. Governors, you know what? Just a little at a time, Coach. That's good enough. I mean, as long as you're having enough to move the football, move the chains, rather.
And, you know, it's good that we don't notice because the offense isn't noticing which one's in there, either Brock or Trey as well. So that's just fantastic that those guys can, you know, get each other's numbers called and you go in there and you perform just the same.
Still Trey Lewis in there, 2nd down and 7. He'll pitch it to the left side. Trey goes up the middle of the field, slips through a couple, almost. Had one man to beat at the 10, but he gets tripped up there. And now a flag will be thrown at the end of the play.
Penalty flag on the play.
Is this on maybe the extracurricular? Jet Zabel got put to the turf by an offensive lineman. Trey Lewis down inside the 10 to the 7. That's a 12-yard gain. He just about busted that one all the way.
I'll be really honest with you. I was watching the run, so anything else outside of that I did not necessarily see.
2 fouls. Personal foul, one on Pierre, the other one probably against Yankton. Jim Ricketts says that's true. And that's, again, at the end of the play. So the result of the play will stand. The Governors will have it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. We've got 4:42 to play in the third. Tie game, 7-7. The Governors knocking on the doorstep.
Brock back in at tailback, Chance Sarda in at fullback, and you're seeing our double tight end set as well.
Sarda is close to the guys on the O-line. Cade Kaiser still in the pistol. One wide out to the right. Option pitch. Kaiser keeps it. Cuts back up. He'll reach the 5 on a second effort. Gain of 2.
Yeah, they definitely had kind of the edge set over there. Expecting him to pitch it out to Brock. So good job of recognizing, just taking what you could back in a crease in the middle.
Ball on the far hash mark. Here's Lewis back in. Stolley still out wide to the right. Keep an eye on Jet Zabel. He's on the right side of the O-line. This is Lewis. Slips the first one, running over a couple more Yankton Bucks down to the 2, and then another push after Lewis is trying to get up. I didn't see a flag fly yet. The Governors are still going to have it at the 2-yard line.
Definitely a little extracurricular there again. Trey trying to get off the turf, gets pushed back down to it, and both teams continue to play hard.
I think that's just another example. I mean, sometimes you've got to just get a little extra chip in there if you want to be the more physical team, which is Yankton's key to success tonight. 3rd and goal from the 2. Kaiser comes left, has a man to beat. He does. Touchdown. Who's
Zabel
leading
out of the Wildcat.
Oh, that's Jet Zabel.
Yep, 2 big guys. That's a big formation. We had Austin Londo up there as a fullback, moved Jet back to the quarterback scenario, and then everybody kind of went through the middle, and Jet said, nope, I'm going to tuck this and beat a smaller guy one-on-one on the outside.
Zabel shows the quickness to get out there. He basically got through one ankle tackle attempt.
On to attempt the extra
And the
point.
Governors take their first lead on a 10-play scoring drive, 13-7, as Ryan Berry will check in to attempt the kick. 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Snap, spot, hold, good. Kick is up, and that's through the uprights. Pierre with a 7-point possession, their second in a row. 3:15 to play, third quarter. Pierre 14, Yankton 7. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
To watch all the sports from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Field House in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
AT makes it 14-7. The Governors with their first lead of the night. Here's Bria Sargent to kick. She'll squib it, taking a couple of hops. It'll be taken by an up man at the 27-yard line, protecting the football out to the 35 is number 44, Talon Kenny, a 190-pound sophomore. So a pretty good job and a good idea there by the Governors special teams to keep it out of the hands of their playmakers.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to give Yankton a momentum switch or a big play right away after just scoring. You want to be able to keep this momentum and, pound it, ultimately get this 3 and out, and then jump back on offense where now we finally started to get our gears and have some success.
So up to the defense to come out, continue to make plays. 1st and 10 for the Bucks at their own 35-yard line. Kampshoff with Sirk in the backfield with him. He'll send Peyton Peterson in motion near side to far. Moving left to right. Here come the Governors. Lewis giving chase. Kampshoff gets away from him. Now throwing long for Goebel. Eastland cut under the route. Just missed it. Goebel also had an opportunity. And there's a penalty down here on the near side. Thought I heard the Yankton crowd react in, disapproval. And maybe Lucas Kampshoff took a hit. The Governors are going to be pushed back here. The Yankton Bucks will get a 15-yard helper, it looks like. Roughing the passer after the throw was delivered. Yankton will get a first down up to midfield. 3rd penalty counted against the Govs.
Not a great penalty after that stop with good coverage and everything, with forcing Kampshoff out of the pocket again. Not the direction you want him to roll right. You kind of want him to go left, but ultimately you got to make him move.
3:01 to go in the third. A new fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. Throwing underneath here to Cohen Zarbach and immediately grabbed and thrown down by Chance Sarda. Minimal gain of about 3 to the Governor 47-yard line. 4 they give him to the 46. Zarbach's first catch of the night. 2nd down and 6 here for the Bucks. Here goes Gilmore in motion. It's a shovel pass to him. Now a sweep to the left. He makes his cut, and the Governors will grab and bring down. Sarda made him change direction a little bit. Inside the 45 to the 42. Austin Longdale with the tackle. That's a gain of 4.
And big 3rd down here for the Bucks.
3rd and a deuce. Out to the flat. Overthrown. And that was kind of a lazy play, it almost appeared. Kampshoff had Michael Sheldon out in the flat.
I don't think he was real comfortable with the pressure up the middle. Looked like Lucas Chamberlain was sent on a blitz, and he was just like, nope, I'm not going to take this shot or be able to move with the way that my feet are set, so I got to air this out on a little lob throw that's in nobody's wheelhouse.
Deep for the Governors. Number 26.
So good job defensively here by the Govs, and again, despite a 15-yard penalty that added to the Yankton effort, Yankton is going to punt. Trujillo doesn't get his best effort here, but it bounces on the far side at the 20-yard line, and actually it'll work out perfectly for the Bucks. It'll roll all the way down to the 5, and the Governors are going to have a long field to play on here with 1:58 to play, as we'll take a quick timeout of 30 seconds. Pierre on top, 14-7. They've got a 1st and 10 when we come back. This is Governor football.
RG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
15 to the 20, brought down to the 22-yard line. That's 17 yards. Talk about getting out of the shadow of your own goalpost. Trey Lewis with some big runs so far here in the third quarter.
We could call him Shoeless Trey Lewis as well, as I think at about 5 yards he had his left shoe taken off and made the rest of that run on only one tire.
So Mosier back in there. He's got running room. 30 to the 35 out far side. Carson Ness will grab him and throw him down outside. Out of bounds across the 40 to the 42. 20 yards for Brock Mosier. From the 5, the Governors have gotten 37 yards on 2 carries of the football.
And as we talked about coming right out of halftime, it's all about adjustments. And apparently the Governors have found something here offensively that they really want to go to. And they're able to sit and trade between Brock and Trey, and they're having a lot of success in this run game.
19 yards officially for Mosier here. Did not get out of bounds. Clock's running 1:12. Mosier again. Started up the middle, cut to the right. Not sure he didn't still have an avenue to run through up the middle, but he'll run into a big guy. That's Edley Amaro back in there making a good stop. A gain of 2 here to the 43. Governor football here on River 92.7, brought to you in part by Pierre Sports Marketing Partners, including All Around Graphics, American Bank and Trust, Comtech, and Floss Dentistry in Pierre, as well as by Anderson Rumsa Dental, Kathy Sonnenschein Properties, First Dakota National Bank, and Guadalajara Mexican Restaurant, your Pierre Sports Marketing Partners. Down to the 30-second mark. In the third quarter, the Governors trailed 7-0 at halftime. Zabel flinches here as Kaiser waited for the snap. This will be a motion penalty on the Governors. It'll mark them back to a 2nd down and 12 or 13. Back to the 38. 4th penalty for the Govs. 3rd here in the second half. Yes, the Govs trailed 7-0 at halftime, but they've outscored Yankton 14-0 here in the third quarter. They've got it 2nd and 13. Now back to their own 38-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark, still in a right to left fashion. Fake the handoff. Kaiser throws out to Zabel, who dismisses one guy. Stiff arms 2 more, including Gilmore, but Gilmore able to get him out of bounds up across the 40-yard line.
Definitely a hard couple yards for Jet to get right there. I mean, we get backed up after that penalty. And it was all he could do to fight back. I mean, there was 2-3 guys that were there, and those stiff arms are what sprung him to be able to get those 3 yards, and a hard-fought 3.
3 yards, and Zabel said to the first guy, "Get out of here." I think that was Goebel he put to the turf. The play went out of bounds, so the clock stopped. There's time for one more play here in the third quarter. 4 seconds to go. Terwilliger will shift from left to right. Zabel now on the left side of the end. Kaiser takes a low snap. Over the top, he wants Terwilliger. Cooper had it, but good coverage here by number 31, Donald Rounds. As Cooper Terwilliger unable to haul it in on the final play of the third quarter. The Governors have taken the lead. They are up 14-7. Our score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds, and quarter number 4 is next. You're listening to Governor Football. Your official voice of the Governors is River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Liveticket TV.
Briggs Trucking and
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
As the Governors were held to a 4th down and 10, Yankton will have it. 14-7. Governors, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Driven by the Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296.5 Pierre. Stay alive. Put the phone down. Don't text and drive. Focus on driving.
That's what happens when you hit 2 buttons instead of 1. My apologies. Brian Oakland with Coach Sean Lewis here in the booth as Matthew Sheldon will make his first carry of the night out of an H-back or a fullback position. Good 5-yard gain for the Bucks.
Yeah, good little fullback power with 2 guys pulling, and you kind of outnumbering some guys there, so pretty good job by the defense to be able to hunker down, read that, and just met it a teeny bit late.
2nd and 6 from the 34. Here goes Goebel in motion. They'll keep it inside on the handoff on the ground again. This may be Evan Sirk.
Evan Sirk on the carry.
And it is, and the Governors will bottle him up. Austin Longdo stuffing holes yet again. Emmett Anderson, 2 this time to the 36.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Governors have the momentum. A 3-and-out right here would certainly continue that. Got eligible receivers all over the place here, though, on 3rd and 4. Kamshoff looking for one guy over the middle. Has him. This is Carson Ness. An excellent catch into Pierre territory at the 45-yard line. Cade Kaiser was right there in coverage, but a perfectly thrown ball by Lucas Kamshoff.
I mean, every time that they've needed a big play, they've went to Ness, and he has definitely pulled in everything that's been thrown in his range.
3rd catch for Carson Ness, 57-yard average, or 57-yard total, 19-yard average. That one for 19. Now a tip pass, caught by Sirk, 40 to the 30, 25 near side. Finally run down by Spencer Eastland and Lucas Chamberlain. Evan Sirk kept his wits about him. The Governors got a tip on that little screen pass, but it's for 22 yards to Evan Sirk down to the 23-yard line of the Governors. And
too many men on the
throw here.
Yep, Govs caught subbing there. Landau couldn't get off the field in time, and so they recognized it and snapped that ball about 1 step early before he could get off the field.
So Yankton in business. Couple of big plays here. 19 yards to Carson Ness. 22 yards on the screen to Evan Sirk. 1st down at the 23. Tack on 5 of the Governor penalty. 1st down and 5 at the 18-yard line.
5 yards to go.
14-7, Pierce still pretty much a whole 4th quarter to go with 10-12 exactly on the clock. Kamshoff going to throw a floater, timing pattern, far side, looking for Gilmore, and it's broken up by Spencer Eastland. There is a great play by a defensive back who may be playing college football next year.
Absolutely. Here down at Wayne State next year, not too far here from Yankton, so hopefully those coaches are coming and watching him play, but even a good throw and almost catch. I mean, that ball was put on the money, and Spencer Eastland just in great coverage.
Kamshoff, delayed snap after the clap. Now here comes Sarda, but Kamshoff throws on the run, has Goebel. Goebel out of bounds. Yankton fans want an extra late hit. They won't get it.
Yeah, not when kids are tripping and falling out of bounds from the get-go.
12 yards to Goebel, down to the 6. It's 1st and goal for the Bucks. A good response here after they forced the Governors to punt on the first play of the 4th quarter. 1st from the 6. There's Sirk. He gets spun around by Sarda and down quickly for a very short gain, if anything. They will give him the 5, so that's a gain of a yard. Sirk, the leading ground gainer, or the leading ball carrier, with his 8th attempt for the Yankton Bucks. Watch Peyton Peterson to the right side, back into the slot, near side. Zarbach from the left. It's a pass to Zarbach. No, it's Peterson. Touchdown. 5-yard hookup. Eastland was there in coverage, but a well-placed football by Lucas Kamshoff, and the Bucks are a PAT away from tying this game up.
Good job hitting those quick hitters, going out there. Not so sure that Yankton got set on that play fully, but doesn't matter because it wasn't called, and ultimately a touchdown here for the Red guys.
That is the 31st pass of the night. Thrown by Lucas Kampshoff. Oh, off the upright, but it goes through. The PAT is good for Jose Trujillo Melgoza. We've got a tie game. 9:27 left to play. Don't go anywhere. We're back in 30 seconds for the Bucks kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Of the night for Kampshoff. Trujillo Melgoza's PAT goes off the upright, but it goes through, and we're tied at 14-14. Ryan Oakland with Sean Lewis back here. Trujillo Melgoza to kick. Right to left. He's put a couple of them deep. This one will send Brock Mosier back inside the 5. Taking it about the 3. He'll come back middle of the field looking for an opening, and Yankton will cover it up just across the 20-yard line. Mosier to the 24. That's where Pierre will take over. The important thing is now just you've got to protect the football for one thing, certainly in this environment right here. On this side of the field, you don't want to give anything to the opponent. It'll give them the upper hand.
No, here you kind of just want to see what you can get, start moving these sticks, and put together a methodical drive.
First one goes to Lewis. Looking left side, he slips through to the 30. Still going, feet moving to the line to gain, and then some. An 11-yard gain for Trey Lewis, all of it in traffic. Up to the 35, first down Governors.
He's just trusting the guys in front of him. I mean, he put his head down, kept his feet moving, and, he was behind two guys who just also, linemen, kept moving their feet, just trusted them and follow it through.
Unofficially 145 on the ground for Lewis on 11 carries now. He's had a couple of big ones. He's looking for more here. Bouncing out, makes himself skinny, slips through on a twist, but maybe 2 at best, up to the 37. Really interesting, Coach, to see the Governors have really had all of their success in the second half on the ground.
Yeah, especially when in the first half they weren't necessarily having much success on the ground, and so them seeing what they saw and, not just totally bail into the pass, as we talked about early, is only going to set it up here when we need it later on.
On the ground again, Lewis bouncing out here. This is Mosier. 50, 40, sideline 30. He'll be run down by Carson Ness. But a big gain for Brock Mosier. All the way down to the 8:18 mark and a 14-14 tie. Where do they spot it? Well, everybody's coming back. There's a flag at the 50-yard line. So Mosier may have gotten sprung with a little bit of help. But as we've got a holding call on the Governors, and the hard thing about this is it's 13 yards upfield from the line of scrimmage.
It's a lot of blocking downfield, which you want your guys to do, but not holding downfield. And so far, this is kind of what stalled a little bit of the Pierre offense and defense was timely penalties here, or untimely penalties, I guess, both offensively and defensively have kind of hindered some of these drives. So we need to shake that out and
Second down and 5 from the 40-yard line. It stays with Mosier on the handoff here. Yankton will wrap him up. Matthew Sheldon, the linebacker, and we've got a Yankton Buck suffering a cramp on the field now after a gain of only a yard.
Third down, 5 yards to go.
So a bit of an injury timeout here. Timeouts of any kind sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. 30 seconds with a player on the ground. We're back after this quick timeout. It's 14-14, 8:06 to go in regulation from Yankton. This is Pierre Governor football.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bankwest has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bankwest for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bankwest. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
8 minutes to go, fourth quarter, 14-14. Big play here. Kaiser rolls out, has his man Zabel at the Yankton 45 down to the 30. Still on his feet, stiff arm, pushes a man over inside the 20, down at the 17-yard line. Big play for a big receiver in Jet Zabel.
Now, Brian, I'm not counting, but we were kind of tracking this whole Jet Zabel with the career receptions list, and I got to imagine that we're getting very, very close to that record.
That's number 7 on the night. He was still 20-plus away from that mark, but we'll talk about that later. Here goes Lewis, 10-5 touchdown. Big play to Jet Zabel to the 18. Trey Lewis will do the rest, an 18-yard scamper to the house at 7:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Yankton ties it up. The Governors respond with 6 of their own.
Very good run and nice hole. You saw that cutback lane was there, and the initial hole was plugged, and great hard running, and just that offensive line just keeps getting that push. So I definitely think we're wearing on their defense a bit.
And the Governors came very quickly on that one. After that big play of 41 yards to Zabel, here is Barry, but Yankton gets in there and blocks it. On the move, that's Shaler Platt, who has not played offense in quite a while, but he got a good surge in there. A line drive kick is blocked. The Governors will have to settle for 6, but they do have the lead with 7:29 to play. 20-14 Govs will take 30, and we're back for the Pierre Kick next. This is Pierre Governor football.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Agtegra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities, with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Zabel got the Govs to the 18-yard line on the very next play. Trey Lewis up the gut from 18 yards out, but Yankton makes a good special teams play by blocking the Ryan Berry kick. Pierre settles for 6. They lead by 6 instead of 7. It's 20-14. Welcome back. Ryan Oakland and Sean Lewis on the call here. Zabel will kick off as Sargent was out there. Zabel's going to squib it, though, taken on a hop by Shaler Platt, who just blocked that last PAT. Zabel comes near side across the 40-yard line. Keenan Scott helps bring him down along with Hudson Schaefer.
Yeah, now it almost looks like maybe a little bit of gamesmanship. They sat him out, and now he's doing some things for him. I would expect maybe to see him back on offense, not going out there right away, but he is a playmaker on that offensive side of the ball.
Shaler Platt you're talking about, and the Bucks will have it in good field position at their own 43-yard line. A lot of time, and there still will be multiple possessions for both teams left in this game. From the 7:23 mark, here goes Kampshaw. A lot of receivers right. He's rolling that way. Looks and looking for Peterson, but Trey Lewis caught underneath the route, and just about, he may have tipped that one, but he could have had a chance to pick it off.
Yeah, pretty well thrown ball again, just simply out of the reach of most of the guys, but into the herd as well.
2nd down and 10. Figured Kampshaw would be a good quarterback. I did not expect to see him throw the ball 40 times in this game. He's 3 shy of that. Kampshaw option to the right side. Fake the pitch late to Sirk. He keeps it himself and spins up ahead of the 45 to about the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 5.
And a good hard runner. I mean, I definitely have been impressed with both the arm and the running ability of Kampshaw. Knew he's a good athlete. I've seen this kid play baseball a million times, and so it was definitely expected.
Peyton Peterson out, Michael Sheldon in, 3rd and 5, a 5-yard giddy up for the quarterback as Goebel goes in motion. Comes back to the near side now, rolling left, redirecting the throw back to the right, and Sirk is unable to haul it in. Titan Winkler was right there. Even if he catches that ball, it would have been a loss on the play, so Yankton may have got the better end of that.
Yeah, fantastic job over there by Titan Winkler, seeing that back release and just kind of knowing what was going on. I mean, when everybody's flooding away from you, it's real easy to step down inside, but when that guy comes your way, crosses your face, you've got to go with him.
Bad news for the Bucks. They didn't get anything out of this drive, and they have to punt it away. The good news is there's still a lot of time left on the clock. If you're a Yankton fan, 6:36 to play, but they'll have to come up with a defensive stop. Trujillo will kick. The Governors bring nobody. They're just sending everybody down there. Tie and bus. Ooh, fair catch. He muffed it, but he falls right on top of it at the 13, maybe the 12-yard line. The Governors will have a long field to play on once again. But it's time to protect. Once again, they've got a 20-14 lead. Governor football again brought to you by Pierre Sports Marketing Partners. On River 92.7, they include Red Rosa, the Pierre Chamber of Commerce, Olinger Law Firm, the Pierre Dental Clinic, Eisberg Funeral Home, and your official voice of the Governors, James River Broadcasting and DRG Media Group. Cade Kaiser to start things up. Nope, there is maybe too many men on the field already, or illegal participation. Back judge throws the flag. The Governors are going to get a 5-yard helper here. Is that what we're looking at there, Coach?
That is definitely his 12 guys still out there on the field. That back judge just counted him up like his job is supposed to do and just dropped the flag out. So 5 less yards the Governors got to get get out of their territory and start with a good drive.
So 1st and 5 from the 18-yard line. Good pursuit here as Brock Mosier will get a minimal gain.
And Schuyler Platt, like we said, back in the game, kind of doing his thing, not necessarily on offense, but he's provided a spark for him there on special teams, and he's been one so far here on defense.
Stays at the 17-yard line, 2nd down and 5 for the Governors. Brock Mosier's 12th carry of the night. Kaiser will keep it on the ground with Lewis. Trey up the gut, across the 20, and should have a 1st down. It looks like he's got the 23 with a line to gain just past the 22.
Tackle by Riker Krang and Easton Nelson.
I'll tell you what, Coach, all this running that the Governors are doing, and they're finding success. You've got to credit the guys on the interior line opening up these holes. A 6-yard gain for Lewis and a 1st down at the 23. Yankton defense not really in position, but they get in position as Shaler Platt makes another big play.
Like I said, he's been back out there and doing his thing, and he looks to be very aggressive. And, you know, you can kind of keep going to the well how many times here, and the Governors just need to just switch something a little bit up, maybe with an inside-outside run, and we'll see what Steele's got for us here.
15 carries now for Lewis. That one goes nowhere, but I still have him at about $1.66 on the night. 5:07 clock counting. The Governors still well within their own side of the field. Kaiser going to throw quick out to Stolle, looking for blocks, maybe a little room. Stolle's got the 30, close to the line of gain on the far side. They'll keep the clock running, so he is down in the field of play, a yard short, and it looks like the 32.
And the same play that we got intercepted there in the first quarter, they go back to, just confident in it, seeing that they're playing a little bit off, and then just fixing it, you know. Better blocking, not allowing those guys to get there, and that ultimately springs that for a big game.
3rd and 1 here. Governors at their own 32-yard line. Cade's going to keep it himself, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Guess who? Shaler Platt. And the Governors are going to have a 4th and 1. Kaiser tripped up. The football comes down right at the 32, even though he spun forward a little further. Yankton calls a timeout with 4:20 to play. 20-14 Governors, a Coca-Cola timeout on the field, and we'll take it with them, although let's pause for 30 seconds here. Timeout's brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling, and Pierre Govs lead 20-14. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said,
welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Here in the hostile territory of Yankton, South Dakota. Jet Zabel will come out. He'll be the punter. Tell you what, though, he's not really in punt formation. Coach Lewis in the break thought the big boys were coming out here, and the Governors on 4th and 1 on their own 32-yard line are going to go for it here. Zabel straight ahead, pushes, has it to the 35, no problem. First down, Governors.
And that's big for this drive. I mean, we started the drive with 6+ minutes left. You got to be able to move these chains. You got to be able to get this clock ticking and ultimately get yourself out of this half of the field as well.
Tackle was by number 78.
You told me in the break that the Governors were going to go for it. You saw the change of personnel, and like
I know a few things, not a lot.
Like Jim Carrey once said, I like it a lot. 3:59 to go. Governors with a fresh set of downs. It's Lewis in the backfield. Stolle on the near side, split wide. You got Zabel on the wing on the left. Short, low snap. Lewis has it though with a handoff. Yankton brings the defense, and Shaler Platt makes another play. Tucker Gilmore finishing him off.
Just again, not a lot there. So whatever the Governors were getting earlier, I think with the reinsert of Shaler Platt, it's definitely filled that void and fixed that issue.
Loss of a yard for Lewis. Timeout, Bucks. This will be their second charge timeout. We'll pause for 30 seconds again at Coca-Cola breaking the action. Pierre preserving so far a 20-14 lead on River 92.7.
a bank isn't a place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
Your first car.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Even though Yankton stops it with the timeout, 3:43 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Pierre trailed 7-0 at the half. They lead 20-14 now. Play action. Kaiser rolling out. The pass is behind his intended receiver.
Nope, that ball is going to be incomplete as no possession, and that ball hit the turf.
Tucker Gilmore had it. He had it in his mitts, but he just couldn't haul it in. I don't know if maybe a Governor still got a hand in there.
I think Jet put his hand in there and still contested that ball.
Governors dodge a huge bullet.
That was disaster averted.
They actually just put the ball down at the 35. It should have been at the 34, 3rd and 11. Cooper Terwilliger right side. Zabel, a down lineman on the left. Otherwise, 4 receivers in the pattern. Kaiser's floating over the middle. Stolly has it! 35 to the 30 to the 20. Near side 10, 5, touchdown Governors!
And George Stolley is a guy he's tried to go to multiple times tonight. He likes that matchup and just finally got him in perfect sync and timing right there.
66 yards, we said earlier. They may go back to it. George Stolley able to haul one in, and he ran away from the rest of the defense. It's the fastest of the Governors against that fast defensive backfield for the Yankton Bucks. Governors win this battle. And a huge touchdown to put the Govs up by 2 scores. Stolley with his first touchdown in his senior season. Ryan Berry, who had her last kick blocked, will come in and try this one. No problem here. 7 for the Govs. They lead by 13. 3:25 to play in the 4th quarter. 27-14 Governors. They kick when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Governor football.
It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Head for the gates, and there's just way too much time left to be able to do that. We've seen quite a bit of scoring right at the end of the Stanley County game as well.
30-yard line, taking the kick is the same up man as before. Talon Kenny off of the kick from Brianna Sargent. So with 3:21 to play, and obviously, I mean, Coach Yankton's got the quick strike ability. This game is far from over.
You took my comment right out of my mouth right there. They do have the quick strike ability. They can score in bunches. They can score fast, and so it's definitely far from over here.
1st and 10 at the Buck, 38-yard line. Kampshoff going to throw about his 40th pass of the night. Starts left, throws back to the right, has his man. Zarbach comes back on the hook, and he'll be ankle tackled, but he dives ahead of the 50-yard line into Governor territory to the 48 for a first down. 14 yards on that hookup. The next pass of the game for Kampshoff will be his 40th toss of the night. He's in the pistol. He's got a helper. Yankton shuffling receivers all over the place. Zarbach goes right. Gilmore, the shortest in the slot, to the left. On the near side, Goebel is the middle slot, but they're looking the other way for Zarbach again. And he takes a nice hit, but the pass thrown too tall for Zarbach. Eastland was right there to make him pay for it, even if he did haul it in.
And I think that was Cade Kaiser on the coverage. I think we had Eastland a little bit back at safety there. So Cade with a good step. You know, they're trying to hit those hitches and get you just underneath and make a guy miss, and that's just what you need to do. Give him the hitch underneath and then drive that thing as soon as you see him break.
We do have Kampshoff throwing for 253 tonight so far. Quick math. 2:48 to go. 2nd and 10, 4th quarter. Govs by 13. Kampshoff throws. Wide open was Goebel, as Carson Stoser was a couple steps off, but Goebel reaches with only one hand and can't get it. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
Two good tracksters right there with Stoser and Goebel. Interesting matchup. Not that you want to see Goebel one-on-one with anybody, but if you do, it's probably going to be against Carson Stoser.
There is a flag on the field, and it is on the Bucks. A holding penalty called against 74, the center, Vaden Greel. Talking about this offensive line, and Coach Brady Mooth said this is a more physical crew on the offensive line than they had a year ago.
I would agree with him.
They definitely played a physical game. 27-14 it is. Third, make it 2nd and 20 after the penalty. Kampshoff going long, but it's a wobbler, and Gilmore did not get it, I don't believe, but there's pass interference that'll be called on the defense.
Looked really clean to me, but again, we're not down there, and you know what? In high school football, don't give up the touchdown. That's only 15 yards.
That's right. It's a good point right there. And Yankton had 2 guys down there. I believe Goebel. There's Goebel coming back from the play as well, but Tucker Gilmore reached out with one hand on a dive and just about hauled that in.
And with where the Bucks were, I'm not even sure that this penalty, does that give them a first down?
No. That was a 2nd and 20 after a holding penalty. So we're looking at 15 yards and 2nd and 5. And they'll respot into Pierre territory at the 43-yard line. 7th penalty for the Govs, 6th in the second half. Kampshoff on 2nd and 5. Flushed out, rolling near side. Against his body, throws, and he had his man, Goebel, but Austin cannot haul it in. He came on the slide, he was already there, and now Goebel might be a little gingerly in getting up. He's hanging his right arm.
That
ball might have hit him so hard in the forearm.
That wasn't what I saw. I really think he broke his forearm or even dislocated his elbow.
It just seemed like that ball came in so hot and it went off of his forearm. I mean, I figured that might be where the pain's coming from. Hoping for the best there. Here's Gilmore, hit perfectly by Carson Stoser. Gilmore goes up at the 30-yard line to try to bring in a pass, and Stoser hits him from behind, perfectly timed, jars it loose, incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 5 for the Yankton Bucks.
And good news to see Goebel here down on the sideline, kind of moving that a little bit. So either a stinger, or something just kind of shooting up his arm, not necessarily broke. You see their trainer, Trevor, just getting after him and doing his job.
4th and 5, big play. Yankton needs this one. Kampshoff, far side, rolls out, and he has his man, Sheldon, inside the 30. A Governor defender fell down. That might have helped. That was Chance Sarda. Schonsberg is there to make sure he goes no further. It's a first down pickup of 15 yards to the Yankton 28.
As we talk, this game far from over. This Yankton offense has this quick strike ability, and you're seeing them kind of just methodically move this thing down the field.
1st and 10 from the far hash. Kampshoff has to look elsewhere. That's overthrown, looking for Carson Ness. Inside the 20, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Yankton will appreciate the stoppage of the clock on the incomplete pass.
And you're seeing the Pierre defensive line really starting to get a lot of pressure. Moving forward, when those guys got to sit and kick step, and their first step is backwards, they're just really getting a good push, forcing Kampshoff to move, and hopefully that's why he's not able to set his feet and get things going.
Austin Goebel's back in now. Good news for the Bucks. I'm going to backtrack on something I was saying earlier. That last pass was now the 40th of the game. Goebel was out in the flat. Kampshoff wanted to go to him, but he wasn't looking. He has to go the other way now. Right side, overthrown. It's intercepted. Spencer Schonsberg at the 3-yard line, and the Governors will turn away the Yankton Bucks and protect a 27-14 lead.
But you still got to be careful because you're at the 3-yard line.
Yeah. Spencer Schonsberg.
And Yankton does have one timeout left, so it's not like you can just sit on the knee here. But I'm not the mathematician.
Shawnee, the 175-pound senior, gives the Governors a possession at their own 3-yard line. They've been at the 1 tonight to start a possession. They've been at the 5 to start a possession. Here they've got 1:47 to go. The guy to watch defensively here is going to be 32, Shaler Platt. This is Sarda coming out of the backfield on a fullback handoff from Cade Kaiser up across the, is that Lewis?
Nope,
or
that was Sarda.
Up across the 5-yard line to the 8. That's a good 5-yard start.
Yep, put your fullback in there and just make him go forward. Everything falls forward, everything goes forward, and that's something that Chance Sarda can give you.
Governors will eat up as much clock as possible. Yankton does have the one timeout. They probably want to save it to try to force a fourth down kick, but Pierre will chew it all up here. 10 seconds left on the play clock, 1:12 on the game clock. Governor's certainly in the driver's seat now with a 2-possession lead. Kaiser takes the snap. Sarda coming with it again is upended across the 10, and he dives to the 12 or so. Well, they're going to put him all the way back to the 11. That's 3 yards for Sarda. It'll be 3rd and 2. Clock is under a minute to go. 45 seconds and counting. Pierre trailed 7-0. They got shut out in a full half of football, which really nobody expected. But the running game has done the job here in the second half. Sarda, one more time, he's got the first down, and this ball game is coming to an end. At the 20-yard line, a gain of 9. The Governors will seal the deal, and they will move to 4-0 on the season. Yankton can stop the clock one more time. Doesn't look like they will. The Governors don't need to snap it. Coach, let's run into the post game here before you get down and meet your family. Your kid played a pretty good ball game, but you've got to give it to the Govs on the second half adjustments. We talked about nobody does that better than the Govs in recent years. The running game comes to life. The defense does the job, and I mean, what can you say about the effort from pretty much everybody in green and white tonight?
Well, when you're down 7-0, you find out just a little bit of who you are and identity-wise. There's some adversity there. There's a place you've never been, and so you got to dig down, and ultimately your true self shows up. And the Governor showed that, hey, you know, if we're going to have a team who's going to stop the pass, we got the guys who can go to the run. The offensive line didn't necessarily have the confidence there in the first half, but in the second half they had the confidence. They were opening up the holes, and between Brock and Trey and, you know, even Kaiser there, they were running big for us.
We talked about maybe on the way down here, maybe not necessarily on the air, but you kind of thought that the Govs could really wear down this Yankton Buck team in the second half. Do you feel that that was a factor in this game as well?
I definitely think it was a factor, and that was something we talked about. You know, a lot of those guys are brand new and inexperienced, and they're being asked to play both ways. I mean, we had some Governors be asked to play both ways tonight in big ways, but you know, there's a difference when you can say it and then you got to go out and do it, and you got to grind it for 4 quarters, and that's ultimately what the Govs did, was they ground this one out.
And the Governors ground out a 27-14 victory. They're 4-0 on the season. Yankton suffers their first loss on the year, and they'll fall to 3-1. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard: Governors 27, the Yankton Bucks 14. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and we will come back for our post-game, sponsored by Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. The scoreboard, again, a service of Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Govs win tonight on your official voice to the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, implants, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bankwest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bankwest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bankwest. Bankwest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Liveticket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Hey, DQ fans, taste perfection in every bite of their chicken strip basket. It's loaded with crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, crunchy Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Personally, I'm all about the house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do your taste buds a solid and order a chicken strip basket today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Welcome back to Yankton, and what a ball game. I mean, this is what Friday Night Lights is all about, folks. The Pierre Governors and the Yankton Bucks, number 1 at number 2. You come into a hostile environment. Yankton makes pretty much the bulk of all of the plays that mattered in the first half, and they led the Governors by the score of 7-0. It's hard to know when the last time the Governors got shut out in a full half of football was, especially in the first half. Of course, they've had games where the clock runs continually and things like that, and they don't need to score in the second half. And yeah, they've had second halves where they haven't scored, but the first half, with no scoring for the Governors, when everything obviously has been working very well for them all season long so far. But they haven't played a team like the Yankton Bucks to this point either. As a 7-0 deficit turns into a 14-7 lead in the third quarter. Yankton responded, tied it up at 14. The Governors scored a third touchdown to go up 20-14, but the PAT was blocked, and we still had a very interesting ball game. But the defense came up and pitched a shutout in the fourth quarter. And then, Yankton scored early in the fourth, but the Governors get one big play touchdown down the stretch, and they go on for a 27-14 victory to stay perfect on the season. Coach Sean Lewis is gone, but Coach Steve Steele has climbed the steps up here to join us and talk about it. And, Coach, I don't know if you need some more time to catch your breath or anything. To say nothing about the climb of the bleachers, but man, what a ball game. And the first thing I said coming back out of this latest break was this is what high school football is all about. I imagine you've been waiting a while to get a game like this, and the Yankton Bucks came to play tonight.
They did. That was such a fun high school football game. Again, we've talked about this environment, and it's crazy and it's hostile, and that makes it more memorable and more fun. But what a game! I mean, that was great. I was so proud of these kids and the resiliency they showed, and the defense. I mean, the defense carrying the load. While the offense had to figure their stuff out, and and offense coming together and sticking together and finding a way to power through in the end. Just so proud of this full team effort and the resiliency showed today.
Coach Mooth's key to success when I talked to him for pregame was that they have to be the more physical team, and I think they definitely were, especially in that first half. Did that surprise you at all, or did you expect that? And how did you have to respond, or what did you have to do to respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely showed that the first half. I mean, they whooped us on offense in the first half. We had a good first drive and ends with a pick, and after that, it was all them, and I think our defense did. I said the defense did an outstanding job. I think they did a great job being physical. But our offense got our butt pushed around the first half, and when we went in there, we just kind of felt, we felt a little discombobulated, I guess is the best way to say it. We had a lot of mental errors that we haven't had. Guys subbing errors and alignment errors, and then blocking errors and effort errors, and there was a lot of bad mojo going, and we kind of regrouped in the locker room and just focused on coming together, being positive, and They did a great job. I mean, I don't remember. I think we punted a couple times in the second half, but 27 points and a half is pretty good.
Yeah, and then I bet I don't know if you've ever had to call 3 timeouts with still 7 minutes left in a first half, but but I mean, it was just a really, I don't want to call it a weird night. It was certainly interesting from a fan standpoint, and I don't know if people got restless, but there's a couple of points I can make as a Governor fan is that. And Coach Lewis and I talked about it. Nobody makes better second half adjustments, at least than the Governor coaching staff, in my opinion. And 2, you can always trust the Governor offense to make plays when they need to be made. It seems.
Yeah, and I think I think you saw us. We had a lot of plays that were really good in the first half. We just missed. Mm-hmm. I think we had George on the play that George caught however many yards of a touchdown that was. We had that 4 times, and we overthrew 2 of them. He tripped on one of them, and then he caught that last one. Mm-hmm. We had Cooper Twilliger down the middle for a touchdown, and that was pulled back on a false start. We had a lot of different opportunities, and we found about every way we could shoot ourselves in the foot. And then the timeouts were a perfect description of that. Just some of that is, I definitely didn't do a good job the first half getting calls in time and getting subbing in time, and a lot of that came down to bad preparation on my part, I guess. But good job by everybody regrouping in the second half and finding a way to come together.
We figured that you guys would be going back to that Stolly play. It was 66 yards to the house, and it's fun to see Georgie boy get out and show his speed too.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, it's one that we've had ready, and obviously there's so much attention being given to Jet right now that if Jet can pull that safety down, it does leave that space over the top open for Stolly, and it's a hard pass to throw. It's a really, because you've got to have time. You've got to be able to keep your eyes on it, and then you're throwing it 40 yards or 50 yards in the air, and you got to put it in stride. So it's a tough throw, and it was a really clutch situation to connect on it tonight.
Well, and really, the biggest thing that happened in turnaround is you guys went to the running game. And even when you're pinned in your own end zone, you get a big play. Trey Lewis found some holes. You get Brock out in space as well. What was the difference? And were there differences? Obviously, you've got things going on for the better on the offensive line to spring it all.
Yeah, I think the line played well, and they were really loading the box in certain formations, and I think that it was really good to have. Brock and Trey are such different runners in their strengths and what they can do best, and we obviously had Brock out on the edge there quite a bit, and we were just trying to kind of keep both of them fresh. It's a tough thing to be able to handle 4 or 5 in a row and get pounded and piled on by the end of the run, and then have to do that over and over. So being able to bounce back and forth between those guys was really good. And then obviously kind of being able to give Chance those 3 power ones at the end to just kind of run people over and hold on to the football.
It's way too early to say this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This might not be the last time you see this team. So the good rivalry continues, and it seems like it's a really, even though there was some chippiness going on tonight, it seems like a really respectful rivalry too.
It is, and Coach Mooth has done an awesome job here. He's a great guy, great coach. The staff is awesome, and that's what makes this fun. It's you're really going to battle here. Between the game, the start whistle and the end whistle. But at the end of the day, you shake hands and you just admire the fact that was a great ball game, and we're just both happy to be a part of it.
And look forward to the next time, too. Coach, great effort tonight on the kids, on the part of the coaches, and you come in here and you come out with a tough win. It's you wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, these ones are fun.
All right, we'll see you next week at home for homecoming. Actually, let's ask about Watertown real quick. About Juven Hudson and everybody else. Well, he is kind of the face of the franchise there, but what do you expect out of the Arrows next week?
Yeah, we got to watch they played Yankton last week, so that was the game we got to scout, so we got to watch them quite a bit. They obviously, about Juven Hudson, he can take anything to the house, and they've got a ginormous offensive line, so, that's going to be something to contend with.
And they threw the ball late in the game, too. They've got a little passing ability, too, right?
Yeah, so, it'll just be not with tempo. They're a huddle team. So kind of the anti-Yankton in that sense in terms of the tempo and the pace of their play. But, yeah, they're very dangerous. They had a great game with Yankton last week, so, it's a really good football team still.
Well, the Governors are 4-0. The Detroit Lions are 1-0. You're a happy guy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Steve Steele, the Governors outlasting the Yankton Bucks by the score of 27-14. We've got more of the postgame coming up. We'll give you a full recap and the stats still to come. We've got our big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics and your player of the game to announce later on from Cowboy Country Stores as well. Let's take 3 minutes, and we're back with more of the Family Dental postgame. This is Governor Football.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving with total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/totaljoint.
The Corner Station reminds you to save 10 cents on every gallon of Cenex top-tier fuels when you make your purchase in cash. When you're fueling your vehicle at the Corner Station, pick up an ice-cold beverage, coffee, and your favorite snack item for the road in the C-Store. Save 10 cents per gallon on all Cenex fuel purchases when you pay with cash at the Corner Station, located just above the train bridge in downtown Pierre.
Are you feeling the pressure of those school bells starting to ring? With the back-to-school expenses piling up, it can be tough to make ends meet. Don't worry, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we understand the struggle, and that's why we're offering a back-to-school loan. With this unbeatable offer, you can receive $5,000 at a low interest rate of 5.99% for 60 months. That's right, Owyhee Federal Credit Union has you covered for all of those school expenses without breaking the bank. Apply online today at owyheefcu.coop.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre is seeking 2 journeyman electricians responsible for the installation, repair, and maintenance of electrical systems, capable of troubleshooting electrical problems and come up with solutions for them. Journeyman electrician candidates need to have a deep familiarity with various types of electrical systems, fixtures, and components. They have to be able to repair electrical uses with a variety of tools and techniques. Need to have a valid driver's license. Apply at Nystrom Electrical Contracting, 4250 East Highway 34 in Pierre.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors can give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Back in Yankton, as we continue our Family Dental postgame, we heard in that break from Hermanson Endodontics. They sponsor big plays in this game, and we'll start the continuation of our postgame with the big plays in this one. Big plays made early by the Yankton defense. Bodie Thurman picking off a Cade Kaiser pass. The Governors were driving on the opening play the opening drive of the game, and instead it was Yankton who gets the big turnover. Long return all the way to the Governor 25-yard line, and 4 plays later, Yankton had a 7-0 lead. But the biggest plays in this game come from the Governors in the second half. Certainly the defense stiffened, but we've gotten spoiled, I think, over the years by watching the Governor passing attack turn in biggest plays of the game. Certainly there was a big play with a George Stolley 66-yard touchdown reception from Cade Kaiser to help to ice this game. The final at 27-14. That came with 3:25 to go. But I think you've got to look at the big plays in the running game. And Trey Lewis in that second half, the first Governor offensive play of the second half was a Lewis run up the middle from the Governor's 35, 53 yards. He ended up all the way at the 12-yard line of the Yankton Bucks. It took a little while. It turned into an adventure, but eventually on 4th and 15 from the 18-yard line, Cade Kaiser scrambled for 18 yards, and he got the touchdown. So there's a big play right there. The Governors kind of got settled in after they got on the board in a 7-7 tie, and you look at their second half possessions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possessions. Prior to the final one that they were able to run out the clock. They had 1 punt in the second half, 4 touchdowns. So the Governors made big plays, but they were on the ground. And I'm going right with that first play of the second half, the 53-yard scamper by Trey Lewis. He got caught up to, he got brought down at the 12-yard line, but there were other ones. Lewis had a 53-yarder. He had a 17-yarder, had another 33-yarder early in the second half still that helped spring another touchdown drive. He himself had an 18-yard touchdown run, and Brock Mosier had a couple of 19 and 13-yard runs in that second half as well. It's the running game that turned in the Hermanson Endodontics big plays of this game that led the Governors to victory, or Hermanson Endodontics big plays from Hermanson's in Pierre. Let's take a look at the recap. Once again, a Lucas Kampshoff to Austin Goebel 5-yard touchdown, the only scoring of the first half. There was plenty other stuff going on, but we recapped that first drive of the second half. The Kaiser 18-yard run spurred by the Lewis 53-yarder to get him to the 12, 7-7. That came at 8:52 left in the third quarter. Yankton got a big pass play to get into Governor territory, but then they go 4 and out from the Pierre 30-yard line. Pierre takes over again on their own 30, and 10 plays and 70 yards later, 4:07 off the clock, Jet Zabel runs out of a Wildcat offense from 2 yards out. Zabel had to come in after Cade Kaiser got his bell rung in the first half, ran a couple of plays from the pistol, as the Governors run all the time. So Zabel did run the ball 3 times, make it 4 times tonight, but his third run was a 2-yard score. Ryan Berry's PAT gave the Governors a 14-7 lead with 3:15 left in the third. Governors held Yankton to a 3 and out, but not before a pass interference penalty put Yankton up to the 50-yard line, or an unnecessary roughness or something like that. But Pierre, even though picking up a couple of first downs after that punt, had to punt it away from the 41-yard line themselves. Yankton gets their only touchdown of the second half from the 11:50 mark of the fourth to the 9:27 mark. That was a 2-minute 23-second scoring drive, going 70 yards on 8 plays. Kampshoff with his second touchdown pass of the night, both of 5 yards, but the second one goes to Peyton Peterson, and Jose Trujillo Melgoza kicks a PAT, his second. He went 2 for 2. We were tied with 9:27 to play at 14-14, but the Governors respond from their own 24-yard line. It was a first down run from Trey Lewis, but then a couple of plays later, a 41-yard catch and run from Cade Kaiser to Jet Zabel that put the Govs down to the 18. They went hurry up after that, and 18 yards to the house goes Trey Lewis that gives the Governors a 20-14 lead. The kick was blocked, however, as Shaler Platt came in and got the block of the Ryan Berry attempt with 7:29 left. It was still 20-14. Yankton was held on a 3 and out, however, after that, and the Governors, even though it wasn't easy on the ensuing possession, go 88 yards on 8 plays. It was a little here, a little there, until Cade Kaiser went over the top to George Stolley for 66 yards. The Berry kick makes it 27-14 with 3:25 left. Yankton was on the move on their final drive from their own 38, got all the way to the 28-yard line, but then Lucas Kampshoff fires to the edge on the far side, and Spencer Schonsberg picks it off with 1:47 left. 3 Chance Sarda runs from the fullback position, ended up in a first down, and the Governors collected that, and they ran the clock out, and they win it 27-14. Along the way, the Governors, get this, I don't know the last time Pierre had 300 yards rushing, but they got 305 tonight unofficially. Trey Lewis leading the way, 16 carries, 165 yards, had the 53 and the 33-yarder, a 17-yarder, and then the big 18-yard touchdown that gives the Governors the lead for good. Lewis with 165 on the ground and a score. Cade Kaiser, 58 yards on 11 carries, including an 18-yard scramble for 6. Brock Mosier, 54 yards on 12 carries tonight. Chance Sarda finishes it off with 20 yards on 4 carries. Jet Zabel, 4 carries for 8 yards and a 2-yard score. 3:05 on the ground for the Govs. Kaiser through the air, 24 attempts, only completes 12 of them. 7 to Jet Zabel for 73 yards. 4 of them to George Stolle, including the 66-yard touchdown. Georgie's got 84 yards on the night. Cooper Terwilliger catches just 1 pass for 8 yards tonight. 12 of 24 for Kaiser, 165 through the air, 1 touchdown to Stolle, 1 interception thrown on the first possession of the game. He was sacked once for a loss of 6 yards, 159 net passing with 305 on the ground, 464 total unofficially for the Governors. They were penalized 7 times for 60 yards marked against. They picked up 15 first downs in the game, only the 1 turnover that did put Yankton, or help put Yankton on the board first. Bucks, meantime, against 464 for the Govs, 306 total offense for Yankton, only 49 yards on the ground. Lucas Kampshoff with 22 yards on 3 carries. Evan Sirk runs 8 times for 13 yards. Shaler Platt 4 carries for 10 yards. Matthew Sheldon a 4-yard carry as well. It was through the air that Yankton wanted to do their damage, as Lucas Kampshoff throws 41 times in this game. He only completed 17. They were productive 17, but 17 out of 41 for 268 for Kampshoff, sacked twice for losses of 11 yards, 257 net passing with 49 on the ground is 306 total for the Bucks. Through the air, Tucker Gilmore caught 4 passes, including a 40-yarder. Peyton Peterson had a 58-yard catch and a 5-yard touchdown. Carson Ness made some great plays, receiving wise, 26 and 19 yards. He had some good yards as well. Austin Goebel with a 5-yard touchdown as well. Yankton is not going anywhere, folks. This team we will see them again, I believe, later in the season. They've got a big game, though, with T-Area coming up next week. That's going to be a fun one to watch. If tonight was the play of the game of the week in 11AA, next week probably Yankton and T-Area probably will be the game of the week as well. But that's the stats. 2 big turnovers, though. A fumble lost by Tucker Gilmore that the Governors got, which I didn't mention. That was still in the first half. But the big interception from Spencer Schonsberg helped seal the deal as well. We've got to get on out of here, but let's do our player of the game. That's sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Player of the game coming up next. This is Governor Football.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Hunting the fields, fishing the waters, taking kids to activities, Cowboy Country Stores are ready for you. Feed the family while on the go with delicious foods. Breakfast starting at 5 a.m. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas. Federal bird stamps. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champs Chicken on Euclid and Harrison in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Player of the game, and certainly a lot of candidates, but the guy that really kind of spurred the movement for the Governors is the leading rusher in this game, and the 4 big runs that Trey Lewis had, including the big play of the game, the 53-yarder to start the Governor offense in the second half. That is player of the game worthy. Props to a whole bunch of guys, especially to the offensive line, who were suddenly opening holes in that second half, to the defense, who only held Yankton to 1 touchdown on a short field in the first half and 1 touchdown on a longer field, though, in that second half. Trey Lewis, the 175-pound senior running back / linebacker, is tonight's Cowboy Country Stores player of the game. So he's got a T-shirt heading in his direction. He's already got it. In fact, we knew a guy that could get it to him, and Trey Lewis, our Cowboy Country Stores player of the game. Let's take a quick look at scores from around 11AA. As the big game, the T-Area Titans, I shouldn't say it's a big game, but they rolled up a big score on the Douglas Patriots, 66-8, the final in that one. Spearfish pitches a shutout at home over the Brookings Bobcats, 31-0. Watertown defeats Sioux Falls, Washington, 41-27. They outscored Washington 20-6 in the second half. So Watertown, who comes to Pierre for homecoming next week, coming off a big victory in their home stadium. Huron, meanwhile, in a defensive battle, outlast Sturgis 14-10. Both of those teams are now 2-2. We'll just cut the scores off right there. David Burrow will have a scoreboard for us at drgnews.com by Monday, so plenty of good things there. Governor Sports is next in action tomorrow. When we've got Governor Volleyball, the Govs will host the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Governor's now 6-2 after a loss at Sioux Falls, Washington on Tuesday night. They beat the Lincoln Patriots in the Consolation Championship last year at the state volleyball tournament. They'll try to beat them again tomorrow, but Lincoln's been playing pretty well, and we've got a 2 o'clock pregame, 2:30 first serve tomorrow right here on River 92.7. The Govs will then be off on the volleyball court till September 26th when they go to Rapid City Christian. Cross country runs at Huron tomorrow. They run at Rapid City's Hart Ranch on Friday. In the week ahead, competitive cheer and dance has a competition at Huron on Tuesday for their next meet. Also, Mitchell will be the site for Governor Golf at Lakeview, and then they'll go to ESD here in Yankton. Actually, they were playing in Mitchell today. Up next will be ESD September 25th here in Yankton. Tennis playing at Aberdeen tomorrow. Spearfish on Tuesday. Soccer has matches at Mitchell tomorrow, but then David Burrow will be back on the call with a doubleheader against the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on Tuesday from the PILC soccer fields. The Govs will host Sioux Falls Jefferson on Saturday as well. That's a look ahead to Governor sports across the board. Of course, Governor football has homecoming next Friday night, and we'll be there at Hollister Field, Phil Troutner Stadium, the first of 3 in a row on the home field for the Governors. 6:25 pregame. Join us for that 7 o'clock kickoff on homecoming night next Friday night. It's been a good one here. We'll remind you on your way to and from high school sporting events, though, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team, and they tell us all that buckling up is the best way to save your life in a crash. So do it for your family and friends. You've got someplace to be, not the least of which would be the next Governor football game. Homecoming against the Watertown Arrows. Big thanks to Will Wilson and Haley Hansen for running the show back in studio, for Caleb Brozick on live video with Liveticket in the next room over, and of course for Coach Sean Lewis running the color here. I'm Brian Oakland. It's been a fun one. High school football at its finest tonight. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard: the Pierre Governors 27, the Yankton Bucks 14. We'll talk with you again from Riggs High Gym, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Governors and Sioux Falls Lincoln on the volleyball court. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. This has been a presentation of Pierre Governors, official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRG Media Group Sports. Good evening, everybody.